tax refund sale. In stock, in style, and all on sale. Only at Carl's and the new Hartford Shopping Center.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
Now back to Keeler.
Hello, I'd like to vote for president, governor, and anything that will take money away from our parks and libraries.
Go vote now. It'll make you feel big and strong.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. The Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. Yeah.
Well, it's 6:20 in the morning, and there's snow on the ground. Snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Snow on your car. And
I hate it.
I hate every bit of it. I hate it. I'm going to tell you something. The real reality of this whole thing is we're losing our snowy edge. You know, we're losing
a little
it.
dusting used to never bother us. You're like, what is this?
But it isn't even that. What I'm saying is we're losing our snowy edge. We don't get snow anymore. It's really been. And I was listening to I don't know who it was on IBX over the weekend. He's like, "Wow, this is there was the Dust Bowl, and this is just cyclical. There's nothing. I don't know what's causing it. But it is different."
Yeah.
This is different.
Was it the
same? And the other part is you can't believe. I don't know anybody in their right mind that could believe that with all the people on the planet and all of the pollution on the planet, not just here, but a lot of this is coming out of the third world countries, coming out of China and all that. But with all of the people and all of the pollution, that doesn't affect the environment in some way. It has to, with all the people we have. The world is different today than it was in 1900, which is different than it was in 1800, right?
Correct.
So you can't imagine, but to sit here and continue to fight it, it's not. This is just cyclical. It has nothing to do with mankind or cows and their flatulation.
Well, that's the other end of the spectrum.
That is. But at the same time, does it mean that should it become a political issue? It shouldn't. Somewhere along the line, we should make the environment cleaner, which I think we do a really good job of in this country. There
will
are
it
problems.
ever be enough?
Probably not. Probably not. With all of these people, there's going to be, maybe we invent something down the road that fixes this whole thing. But I'm going to tell you, we are, no matter where you are on this, if you want to still resist and say we've played no role, it probably was going to happen anyway, but did we make it a little bit worse? Did we make it a lot worse? It all depends on where you are on it. Did we make no difference at all? I think that's ridiculous. Just my personal opinion, okay? And that's worth nothing, by the way. But here's what I'm going to tell you. It feels different.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of snow.
We've had this year.
The snowmobile industry is. I mean,
gone.
I want to know how many people actually got out on their snowmobiles this year.
Let me tell you something. From the 80s until today. I remember when you could go and there were snowmobile places all over the place.
Right.
Today, find a business. Now, why is that? Because capitalism is doing what capitalism does. It's supply and demand. They just can't take on the snowmobile inventory anymore because people aren't buying them. Because you can't snowmobile around here. You have to travel to snowmobile now. And there's a story out today about Oneida Lake, and it's saying that there is less ice than ever in recorded history on Oneida Lake, and the belief is it's only going to end up getting worse. So,
Well, I guess that headline, I don't understand why that. I mean, is it just do they need the ice to, for what reason? Or are they just saying that it's getting worse as far as not freezing?
it's just it's an observation.
Oh, okay. All right.
Although, maybe back in the day,
Like, we want the ice.
we harvested the ice like they do in Miller's Mills back in the day, right? And they stored it, and it lasted till summer.
And it ends
we all had
up in your bag.
an ice harvest, and we made ice cream. So, but this story is kind of interesting because it is true, and they're saying 2 feet, close to 30 inches in that range of ice on Oneida Lake, and there's nothing. We had 70-degree weather. 70-degree weather in February. It's just so odd. I'm not saying you got to go out and buy an electric car. I'm not getting into any of that crap. All I'm saying is, wow, this is different. And here's my next statement, and you can take it if you like it. I don't really care. I don't care if you like this. Even you, Andrew. I say bring it on.
I
love
just
it.
going to say.
I love it.
If it means 80 in February in New York, bring it on.
80 in February. Let's bring it on.
Buy more gas cars.
Listen, we're going to heat out the people in Florida. They're going to have to come north. This is going to be the new hot spot. It's coming.
Go back to coal.
Why do you move to New York? Why'd you move back to upstate New York? Well, the weather. Of course, the weather's beautiful.
Florida's going to sink into the ocean anyway.
Well, certainly California looked like it was this year. So, take it for whatever. The other thing is, on Oneida Lake, the big thing is the ice fishing industry.
Yeah,
Got hit really, really bad this year.
I guess that makes sense with that headline. If there's no
Yeah, but
snowmobiling on the lake,
but I
and
think
there's
it's more of an observation than anything else. And was there a Miller's Mills harvest, ice harvest this year? I don't even know. I don't think there was. That thing went on every year for hundreds of years, or at least a couple hundred. But anyway,
hopefully just for cooler ice. I don't want that Oneida Lake ice water in my drink.
I think we got to get just a little bit warmer, though. Let's get a little warmer because this isn't quite warm enough. And certainly this week is like winter. And Craig Flint, meteorologist, says we're actually a little cooler than we should be this week.
Yeah, well, I think so. Like I said, turn your coal stove call.
That's what you said, Andrew. I know what you said. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Turn your coal ovens back on and burn that thing.
Burn away. Warm things up. What else do I have here this morning? By the way, today is Sandy Furlow Day on the show.
Oh, happy birthday.
Sandy Furlow is celebrating her 16th birthday today.
That's awesome.
Happy birthday, Sandy Furlow.
To be 16 again.
Well, sadly, when she's 26, there won't be any ice. Right?
There won't be a planet.
What is that thing they called ice? Well, back in the day, we used to actually get above 32 degrees.
There used to be this stuff called snow.
Daddy, is that what we make in the freezer? Yes, but unfortunately, we can't run that because they won't allow electric appliances in our houses anymore.
We have to eat everything fresh?
That's right, everything. We store everything in salt now.
Yeah, we're going backwards. That's cyclical, people.
That's cyclical. That is cyclical. So, well, it is what it is, though, right? It is what it is. And I'm trying to move things around here so I can get stuff the way I want it. Never going to get it the way I want it, though, am I? I'm really never going to get it. I'm beginning to kind of like. I'm kind of beginning to kind of like this this Studio B thing.
Yeah,
I'm starting to like it. I'm getting used to it.
Comfortable here.
I'm getting comfortable.
You're a great host. The coffee's good.
We have
Daylight Donuts.
Daylight coffee every single morning. We've served up some 60-degree mornings here in February in this part of the country. I mean, it's just wonderful. What else do it? Davey, did you see over the weekend Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, they put their contracts together, the Bills did.
Oh, they restructured them.
They restructured them, but you know what that means, I think, is it means Stefan Diggs is going to be here.
Well, he did a tweet. It said-
Okay, what we learn about it?
well, he tweeted that it said whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah,
That's literally all it said.
or whatever I think it said, because they said it could mean that he wants out.
Okay.
And you know what? They should just get rid of him. Honestly, what a baby.
I think
he is
he's
such a huge baby, and
I-
he's not even that good.
I do think he's good. I
Wow.
do think
Good. He is good.
I do think he can be a negative influence. I agree with that. Remember we told you about the guy that was eating less than cooked bacon, and
Yes.
he ended up with worms
Tapeworm in his brain.
In his brain, worms. They're now saying in the brain.
Oh my god.
So, but it's even worse.
Oh, no. I'll never eat bacon again.
No, you will eat bacon again. This guy was eating it raw for years.
So there's more to the story.
Well, he says very rare. He walked into an Orlando hospital after his migraine medication stopped working for his excruciating headaches. The 52-year-old suffered from migraines for years and had mostly been able to keep them under control, but that wasn't the case. Over the past 4 months, his headaches had gotten worse. Nothing seemed to be helping him, according to what he told his doctors. So, aside from his headaches, the man had type 2 diabetes, complicated by nerve damage, high cholesterol. He was obese, etc. The pain from his head had increased, but he didn't report any neurological symptoms like seizures, etc. He hadn't traveled recently, only a cruise to the Bahamas.
Only a cruise to the
However, he did go through his history and with his doctors, and he said he enjoys lightly cooked, non-crispy bacon. He was taken for a brain scan where doctors found multiple cystic foci.
Ugh.
I don't know if I pronounced that right. Small cysts deep inside his brain tissue. A scan in the case report showed. They were on both sides of his brain. He was urgently transferred to a neurologist for a closer look. Swelling around the cysts, and that's when they found the worms.
The worms. Eating away,
Yeah.
devouring.
This was a parasite commonly spread to humans through cat feces. Which is
What?
why whenever I get near the cat pan, you got to wash your hands very, very.
I know. I usually change the litter box, clean it out, and then scrub
Yeah, you got to
myself.
scrub your hands. The parasite most commonly lives in pigs, meaning most people who become infected either drank water that pigs had defecated in, which I once did, actually. But we won't talk about that. When I was a kid, it was terrible.
Oh, my.
I did it by mistake. Anyway, or undercooked pork.
That makes
This man's
sense.
case was different, though. He was eating bacon that was so rare as opposed to well done. That's how it happened. So cook your bacon. I do like it when it's a little floppy, but it's got to be cooked. It has to be cooked. It can't be. His was very rare, and his case was very rare.
Bring on the crispy.
Does that make any sense? Terrible. I
I have such a fear of that kind of thing, like tapeworms and
Did you see that
brain-eating amoebas. And
in Washington Mills this Friday? There is a new country bar that is opening up, and barbecue. It's a country bar and barbecue. They're going to have line dancing, and it'll be right across from Tony's Pizzeria in Washington Mills.
I heard that something was going on.
Yeah, that's Frank Cristiano. We'll
So
talk to
that'll
him.
be to the right of. If you're looking at Tony's, it'll be in the building to the right-hand side.
I don't think so. I think it's the old Hannah's. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay, on the other side.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's the return of Smokin' Gun Saloon.
It is. Is that the name of it?
Smokin' Gun Saloon.
And is it in the old Hannah's? Do you know where I'm talking about? By the post office?
Yeah, I think that's where they
it
said,
is.
yeah.
We gotta check it out.
Because they're going to be having brisket and
Yes.
pulled pork and everything.
Yeah, they're gonna have all of that
And
stuff.
Friday's
so
the
that'll
grand
be
opening.
that'll be good. The United States Supreme Court says that I'm sorry, Peter Navarro, you are going to have to begin your prison sentence. He asked for the Supreme Court to step in, and they said no. In fact, and this is kind of interesting. Don't you find it interesting where the court you have people saying, well, the Supreme Court is in Trump's pocket, and they're just going to decide in Trump's favor over and over again. That has not been the case.
Yeah. They only say that when a call
I
doesn't
guess,
go
right,
their
when
way.
when the decision is something that they don't like. Former Trump advisor Peter Navarro is headed to federal prison after the Supreme Court on Monday rejected his emergency request to postpone his 4-month sentence while he appeals his contempt of Congress conviction. Chief Justice John Roberts said he saw no reason to disagree with an appeals court decision denying Navarro's request to remain free, adding that the decision is distinct from a ruling on the appeal itself. So take that for what it is. Maybe we can get Sheriff Mashel this morning. I don't know if you could target him for like 6:40, see if he might be available. But in Deansboro, there is a story, and I think he was talking to KTV yesterday. 4 dogs under the care of the SPCA after concerned neighbors raised their issues to the Sheriff's Department. Rob Mashel, sheriff, said it in a video on social media that was provided by residents showed dogs in the backyard of a home on Route 12B in Deansboro. It's what was needed to convince a judge to allow the SPCA to take action. Late yesterday afternoon, the owner was located, cooperating with the investigation. It's not the first time of this residence. Mashel said this address has been a concern for neighbors and people in the area for a long time. Quote, we had involvement back in 2021 when a dog there had attacked someone. So they are investigating further, and we'll try to get the sheriff here this morning and talk about what's going on there. Back to the we've gone back and forth on this, but if you can't take care of a dog, you shouldn't get a dog. We all agree with that,
yes,
right?
Correct.
We don't have a dog because we don't have a lifestyle that would work for that. And there aren't enough places, apparently, where you can't
reliably rely on any of them.
Put a dog into a motel.
You want to make a good racket, good money.
I think there's money to be made there if you could have. And
some veterinary clinics will do it, but
an emergency ER that's open on the weekends for pet owners would be a big thing too. Cow crashed an outdoor wedding on a farm. And the timing was unbelievable. They were just about to get to the I-do's, and the cow charged them. John Mellencamp is in the news. This is quite a story. Want to hear a real short version of John Mellencamp's Jack and Diane? He was doing a show Sunday night in Ohio when he was telling a story about his grandmother. This is, and I had originally thought, Is he talking politics? Because a few hecklers began saying, stop talking and play the music. And that's what happened. So he's telling the story about his grandmother, and he's going through playing a song and then talking about it, playing a song and talking about it. Apparently, the guy got very impatient, and during the story, the heckler called out for more rock, less talk. And it turns out Mellencamp's patience is even shorter. He calls the guy a CS.
A favorite expression of those in The Sopranos.
And asks a roadie to find the guy. Source video is not. This clip is bleeped. Okay. All right. So I've got a bleeped clip of this, but it's about 1 minute 6 seconds long. So let's hear how the audio is, and we'll go from there. But this is Mellencamp, and he just stops the show and leaves the stage. Show's over. Here we go.
And she went, it's just like you, buddy, to be a smart aleck when I'm talking to Jesus. And then it got real quiet.
All right, it sounds to me like the rest of the audience was all in. They
wanted to hear the story.
They were enjoying the conversation. And then this guy does what this guy does. He's like, play some music. Stop talking, for God's sakes. And, yeah.
What do you think I've been doing? Hey, Joe, find this guy and let me see him after the show. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted.
I think the guy's probably drunk, right? He's probably bombed out of his mind or something. I don't know.
Guys, I can stop this show right now and just go home. Since you've been so wonderful, I'm going to cut about 10 songs out of the show. Here we go. A little ditty. Jack Diane.
Right about at 32 seconds of this video, that somebody yelled out, "I'm sorry, John," and people think it might be the guy that yelled at him, but, shut up. If that's how he wants to do his show, what are you doing, right? What are you doing? Okay, so what are we doing here? We had, who's on the line, Davey? Explain to me what's going on.
It's Sheriff Mayshel.
Okay, so it's not Stefan. Although Stefan...
Stefan's going to call back.
Stefan is. Okay, all right, fair enough. On the line right now is Sheriff Rob Mayshel. Sheriff, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. So what do we know about... By the way, welcome to our cozy little Studio B.
Studio B and
basement studio here.
Central New York.
First time calling into the new location, or your new temporary location.
Yes. Although I heard just yesterday we may be here a little longer than we had thought.
You're shocked by that?
I think they're glad to have us out of the building, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
All right, Sheriff, what do we know about this Deansboro dog situation?
Well, this is an address that we have dealt with in the past for a few years on and off regarding animal complaints. Probably 2 or 3 years ago, there was an individual who was walking their dog and got attacked by a dog from this home. The dog they were walking actually got attacked. So this individual's been in court before. Neighbors have been concerned for quite some time about the living conditions of some dogs there. Reporting it to officials, both law enforcement, the SPCA, and also the town's animal control officer. But the one difficult thing we've had with this case for quite some time is the dogs weren't out an awful lot. They weren't seen on a regular or consistent basis. And obviously by the time officials got there, depending on which agency was called, it was very difficult to get any proof or evidence that we needed that there was an issue. And then over the weekend, some very concerned citizens provided some video footage, which is just obviously other than seeing it yourself, that's the next best thing. And obviously the dogs look to be in, at least a couple of the 4 dogs look to be in poor condition, at which time SPCA and the sheriff's office together were able to locate the individual, not at his residence, but at another location. And at this point, as of yesterday, he was cooperating with SPCA. They were able to get the dogs into their custody and care, being treated at a veterinarian. And this morning when I get in, obviously we'll learn the veterinarian's diagnosis and evaluation of the dogs, and obviously the appropriate charges will then be filed.
Would you say that this kind of hits home for you because you have a small farm?
It does. Obviously, I'm an animal lover, but so many people are. Like I said, there was a lot of once this video made its way to social media. People were calling all kinds of officials and whatnot. Everyone involved, like I said, the law enforcement that had been involved in the past, SPCA, that's their job, and they love taking care of animals and looking out for the animal's best interest. But at the same time, we have a system we have to follow. So it gets very frustrating for law enforcement. And I know that it was very frustrating for people in the neighborhood there that were seeing these conditions. But I want to say thank you to them. It's because of them that we were able to get the evidence that we need to properly get these dogs, into custody and care. And hopefully the ones that are in need of medical attention will be fine. Like I said, I'll learn more this morning, and then at which time the SPCA will determine what appropriate charges that are applicable will be filed. And like I said, it's because of the residents' care and compassion that we were able to successfully, bring this to a conclusion at this point. And like I said, I just hope that these animals are able to recover. And like I said, I'll learn more a little bit later this morning.
Okay.
Sheriff, is this an incident of or a case of possible animal hoarding behavior in your summation?
I mean, there was a total of 4 dogs. We've had cases where, animals in the dozens have been secured. So I wouldn't consider it that. I don't know all the details, but there were a total of 4 dogs. So they're, typically your hoarding cases, you'll end up with 10, 20, 30. We've had as many as 40 to 50 dogs and cats from locations. But again, it's a little early in this, but like I said, the most important thing is the animals that were there that everyone was concerned about are in the care of a veterinarian as we speak here.
All right.
And I'll learn a little bit more this morning.
All right, let's maybe we'll check in again tomorrow morning, get the latest on this one.
Absolutely.
All right, Sheriff, thank you so much. As always, we'll
let you get back to your farming work there. Sorry to interrupt.
If you hear that kicking noise that you're hearing in the background, that is one of my wife's horses, who is very upset that I'm not feeding him because I'm talking to you on the phone.
Okay, all right.
Sure, blame us.
Back to feeding the horse. We don't want anybody to get kicked. So
that's right.
Okay, Sheriff.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You do the same. Thanks, Sheriff Rob Mashel. That's this is a lot of times people just have to have animals, have to have dogs, and I'm not sure they're able to always take care of them, and that becomes a real problem. Today is the first day of spring, so we're told. It actually will come in. Do you want to know exactly? Spring, I believe it's like 11:08 p.m. tonight. Spring arrives at
it's late at night.
March 19th is the first day of spring, but it's tonight. It's like after 11 p.m. I don't know. That just makes it official. It's not going to feel much like the first day of spring today because we're a little bit on the chilly side. We'll give you that full forecast coming up in a second. Stand by. Coming up, Tonya J. Powers and more primaries, and also the money that we're going to be spending on primaries here in New York State. And what do they mean on the presidential primary? Absolutely nothing. We'll get to it coming up at WIBX.
Any plastic composite materials to redefine durability. Visit Tanzai.com to see how stone decking doesn't scratch, stays cooler, isn't slippery, and has all the durability you would expect from stone, which is why it's guaranteed for life. At Tanzai.com, you will see how we developed stone to easily transform any ordinary wood deck. You can even make your deck waterproof for a dry space below. Versatile and adaptable. Tanzite is perfect for decks, stairs, over concrete, or ground applications. Visit Tanzite.com to start planning your project with a free 3D design and construction plan tailored to your space. Order a sample today to witness the incredible beauty and durability firsthand at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
My new exercise bike. Yeah, more like my $1,500 coat rack.
I got a guitar. Never even learned Smoke on the Water.
At Babbel, we get it. Learning something new is hard, especially a new language.
I've forgotten all my high school French.
My Spanish starts at hola and ends at adios.
Make it easy on yourself. Get Babbel, the language learning app built by 200-plus language experts to teach you real-world conversations for any situation. With research-proven lessons, addictive games, immersive podcasts, and live online classes with real teachers.
Sounds like fun.
It's fun and fast. Babbel's bite-sized lessons take 10 minutes a day. You can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
3 weeks? Hola, Espanol.
Ready to learn a new language? It starts here. Now try Babbel free when you text radio to 64,000. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Some stores will tell you they carry Purple mattress, but they may only have 2 or 3 on the floor. Only Mattress Express has 9 different purples on the floor. Stop into any Mattress Express store, try all the purples, and then we'll pull up the website and give you the same price as online.
Make the most of your tax refund and shop the Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse Tax Refund Sale. In stock, in style, and all on sale. Only at Carl's and the new Hartford Shopping Center.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
This is Keeler on WIBX 950. Online at WIBX950.com.
So last night, I believe it was on Jimmy Kimmel. I could be wrong, but he was on one of the shows. You had Christina Applegate, who's very sick, right? She has, what is her disease now? Is it?
I don't know. But
Parkinson's or one of those. And then you had Huey Lewis was on.
Oh, on Kimmel?
Yeah, and apparently he has a
hearing issue, I think, right?
Yeah, but he has a Broadway show he's doing or some sort of a Huey Lewis show that he's producing. And he was talking about that, but I had thought about that because, so she has health problems. He's having health problems. Is that why they had him on? I don't know. I didn't stay up late enough to see. But anyway, they were on one of the late shows last night.
So this message in from Ed Welsh, we were talking about the lack of snowmobile riding. Ed is an avid snowmobiler. He says, I rode 300 miles this year. A normal year used to be 1,500. First ride, day after hunting season ends. Last ride, March 30th. Trails close March 30th. Can't wait to grow oranges here. Ed Welsh.
I'm with him on it. I completely am with Ed. And by the way, Ed did a tremendous job working on the Heart Radiothon.
Yes, we are very appreciative to him.
It was, it's nice to be able to have somebody who's done this for a long time, even though he's not currently working in this industry. Like yourself, you had left the industry and you're able to pop right back in like everything's
like riding
good.
a snowmobile.
It's like riding a snowmobile. That's right. And that balance, you got to know how to balance.
Oh, yeah.
The first day of spring, the March equinox, happens March 19th at 11:06 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
So there you go.
Which is really Eastern Daylight Savings Time for us, which falls here on this day. It is the astronomical beginning of the spring season in the Northern Hemisphere, the autumn season in the Southern Hemisphere. So there you go. If you thought the spring equinox only occurred on March 21st, you may be dating yourself. The civil calendar date of the equinox continues to shift every year. All right? So there you go. On the line right now is, this is Tonya J. Powers, all right? Primary day, a big one today. There are 4 or 5 primaries around the country. Tonya, good morning.
Well, good morning, Bill.
Tanya's got a cold or something.
You saw that coming, right? I mean, I don't think it's any surprise. Hello, Stefan. Good morning. Good morning. We are hearing that you're okay, but you're in the hospital.
Yes, actually, I had an experience at the New Wynn Hospital.
Oh, what happened?
And I just want to say that the care there is very excellent. They're very friendly there, and it's a beautiful place there.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
And the no hospital people downtown that are against it are crying up the wrong creek. They are sadly mistaken, and it's a beautiful facility, excellent care, and people don't have to worry.
How many people saw you at the hospital and were like, "You're the Stefan guy we hear on the radio"?
Not too many people,
So none.
but I didn't have any visitors, but
Okay, all right.
But the nursing staff and the staff there are excellent. And as Dr. Hall used to say, the care is excellent there.
All right. Well, thank you for the update, Stefan. Thank you. But remember when you were in jail, how many of those guys came up to you and said, "You're that guy on the radio"? Remember that?
Different story.
There were a lot of them, and they would coerce him into doing some things. But that was a long time ago. That was your past life. That was back in the day, right?
Yeah, that was the other side.
The other side.
Well,
right.
that's the thing. Stefan's a high-profile patient. He can't be bothered.
And then you know that your friend Fred, the human billboard, passed away, and I know you're the one that informed us of it. We were at his funeral on Friday. It was a really nice send-off and celebration of his life.
Yeah, that's really too bad, and I pray for his family and friends, and I was a friend of his, and that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Stefan, have a wonderful day. It's great. I'm glad you're out of the hospital and doing well, and I'm glad you had a great experience.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Wait a minute. I'm just getting a report. Jim Brock, Brett Truitt have just replaced the sign on the building. It now says no Stefan downtown. Wow.
Get out of there, Stefan, while you still can.
All right, Stefan. Thank you, man.
Okay, bye, Bill.
Goodbye now.
They'll never replace that sign.
I almost feel like the sign
joke.
is just becoming a thing of history.
It's a memorial to their would-be cause.
By the way, do you want to know how this works? I don't know why this works. It's all about the rotation of the Earth and all of the science people work this out for us. But in 2024, the spring equinox is, I'm coming up in a second here, right? Oh, boy. Spring equinox is at 11:06 p.m. today on March 20th, 2025. It'll be 5:01 a.m. So, all right.
Gonna get warmer.
I'm told I have to break. We have news straight ahead.
72 Tavern is back open, and now we're your best spot for lunch. Get in and get out for just $10. A turkey club wrap, $10. The Boss Burger, $10. Chicken Caesar wrap? Yep, it's $10 at 72 Tavern and Grill. 72 Tavern is revamped, reloaded, and ready for a great year. Did we mention $10 lunch? Check out the full menu plus our $10 lunch menu at 72tavernandgrill.com.
Imagine a world where animals and humans coexist in harmony, where wild animals thrive, habitats are protected, and marginalized communities are empowered. At International Animal Rescue, this is our vision. Our holistic, community-led projects not only rescue animals, but also protect and replenish precious habitats, creating a better future for us all. But we can't do this without you. Show your support now and help keep the wild, wild. Visit internationalanimalrescue.org.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Buckle up at Steep Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer, because it's truck season. They've got over 50 Silverados in stock and more on the way. Get behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT 4x4. Lease it for 3 years at 10,000 miles per year for just $498 a month. Or purchase with interest rates as low as 1.9% and get $5,250 in rebates. Need a heavy-duty truck? They've got a huge selection of 3/4 and 1-ton trucks for work or play. They have the truck that fits your needs. Together, let's drive. Stop in and see why it's always easy to do business at Steep Pawnee Chevrolet, Route 28 in Herkimer, or online at SteepPawneeChevy.com. For lease and financing offers, customers must qualify for top-tier credit through GM Financial. Offer on select models must have a 2010 or newer trade-in and a current lease and household for lease offer. All taxes, fees, and first payment due on delivery. See salesperson for details. Must take delivery by March 31st, 2024.
Explore painting and sculpture of new beginnings in Between Worlds, now through May 5th at Munson Museum of Art in downtown Utica. You won't want to miss this free exhibition that features works by more than 50 artists who have made a new home in America. Through art and stories as diverse as the people themselves, this exhibition presents artistic perspectives on the experience of leaving one homeland for another. For more information, visit munson.art. That's munson.art.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their roofs for troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown
Stanley Theatre Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
The polls are opening in Ohio. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. One of 5 states holding presidential contests, but with the Trump-Biden rematch already just about set, with both being presumptive nominees, the focus in Ohio is on the Senate.
There's no one in this race who has put Trump policies into place except for me.
But State Senator Matt Dolan does not have the former president's backing. Bernie Moreno does. Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose also in the race. The winner will try to unseat Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown in November. Of course, also, there are contests in Florida, Kansas, Illinois, and Arizona where President Biden will go after stops in Nevada today.
The president carried Nevada and Arizona by slim margins 4 years ago in his re-election campaigns, as those western battlegrounds are core to pathways to 270 electoral votes. Still, a recent Fox News poll shows President Biden trailing former President Trump in Arizona by 4 points.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Former President Trump has stirred things up again, saying Jews who vote for Democrats hate Israel and their religion, amid criticism from the left over U.S. support for Israel in the war in Gaza. Yesterday, President Biden spoke to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who will send a delegation to Washington to discuss Biden concerns over a looming offensive against Hamas in an area of Gaza where a lot of Palestinian civilians are sheltering. Now to Germany.
We remain determined to provide Ukraine with the resources that it needs to resist the Kremlin's aggression.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin at a meeting of our allies helping Ukraine battle Russia, saying the U.S. will not let Ukraine fall, though new U.S. military aid remains stalled in Congress. As more Americans try to flee Haiti, at least 12 people are dead as gang violence in the capital. To wealthy areas of Port-au-Prince.
Crowds gather around bodies that litter the streets. The upscale neighborhood of Pétionville might have thought it could escape the violence. A distraught resident calls people of Haiti wake up.
That's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
The Fed is setting a digital dollar control trap. The new FedNow system might sound modern and convenient, but the truth is it's all about surveillance and control. Don't be fooled. Secure your assets right now with something Washington cannot manipulate. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, former advisor to Donald Trump, and in these times of uncertainty, I believe the best way to defend your savings is to use tangible assets, which is why I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group, because gold has a 5,000-year track record as the ultimate guardian of wealth. To find out more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, so text PROTECT to the number 989898. Text PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Message and data rates may apply.
Well, former President Trump is poised to win more delegates in today's contests. The presumptive Republican nominee is asking for more time in New York, appealing a civil ruling that his company committed fraud, which he denies.
Attorneys for the former president have asked a state appeals court to delay payment of the $464 million judgment during appeal, saying the amount is excessive. The former president's attorneys write in a court filing that he's been unable to post the bond even after approaching 30 surety companies through 4 separate brokers, arguing that most surety companies won't issue over $100 million in bond and will not accept real estate as collateral, that one must have at least $1 billion in cash reserves for such a bond. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
For the next 3 days, 6 former law enforcement officers in Mississippi will be sentenced in federal court, 2 each day, after pleading guilty to torturing 2 black men last year in a racially motivated attack. There's a Federal Reserve meeting today and tomorrow assessing the economy, not expected to lead to an interest rate cut. On Wall Street, stock futures are down modestly the day after gains. Sports Illustrated won't be going away. Getting a financial lifeline.
Courtesy of Minute Media, the company that owns sports websites, the Players Tribune, and Fans Sided. Minute Media has reached a 10-year licensing agreement with Authentic Brands Group, which owns the magazine's intellectual property rights, and will continue publishing the iconic magazine founded in 1954. The deal caps a tumultuous several months for Sports Illustrated that resulted in widespread layoffs and the departure of senior executives, which threatened to end the publication of Sports Illustrated's print edition. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
In baseball news, a star free agent pitcher who's missed almost all of spring training, Blake Snell, has agreed to a 2-year contract with the San Francisco Giants. Snell reportedly getting $62 million. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 News Time. 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. 25 degrees under cloudy skies. There's some snow on the ground and snow on your vehicle, most likely. Give yourself a little extra time this morning. Your full forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the Stanley Center of the Arts, presenting Standards and Stories with Tony Danza, April 6th, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. The Utica Police Department are currently still investigating a domestic incident that resulted in 2 individuals being hospitalized. It happened yesterday morning just before 6:30 on the 1100 block of Hammond Avenue. Details are limited at this time. However, Utica Police have verified 2 individuals are receiving treatment for injuries that are not life-threatening. The UPD is continuing their investigation. 4 dogs are under the care of the CNYSPCA after concerned neighbors raised their issues to law enforcement. Oneida County Sheriff Rob Mayshiel said a video on social media that was provided by residents showed dogs in the backyard of a home on Route 12B in Deansboro. It's what was needed to convince a judge to allow the CNYSPCA to take action. The owner was eventually located and is cooperating with the investigation. We are waiting on veterinary examination to figure out the extent of the charges that will be levied. The Rome Police Department is investigating after a 5-year-old girl was hospitalized after eating a marijuana edible, according to department officials. Police say the 5-year-old elementary school student ate a marijuana edible on a school bus on March 12th and was treated at a local hospital. Police say the girl recovered from the ordeal, and the investigation remains ongoing as to where and how the girl obtained the edible. Lieutenant Sharon Rood of the Rome Police Department says she claims that it was located on the floor of the bus. Interim Rome School District Superintendent Michael Hoos declined to comment on the details of the incident. And updated data from the state shows the spread of the flu is still holding steady in central New York during the week ending in March 9th. The area with the highest number of infections was Onondaga County with 254, followed by Oneida County with 175. Doctors say it's not too late for people to get themselves vaccinated against the flu. A list of immunization clinics can be found at vaccines.gov. We're coming up on 7:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
My Witness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, windy, cold, scattered snow showers, coating to an inch locally through sunset. 2 to 4 inches, Tug Hill North, high 38. Tonight, areas of lake effect snow showers with additional minor snow accumulation, low 28. And tomorrow, windy, chilly once again. Snow showers become widespread by afternoon, a high near 40. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. Meteorologist Craig Flint, WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
25 and cloudy at 7:08. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. The March Madness is underway. It tips off today. I'll get to it here in a second. My apologies. Darn computer. March Madness is here, and the NCAA tournament begins with 2 matchups in the first 4. Tipping off from Dayton on Tuesday, a battle for the 16th seed in the West region takes place between Wagner and Howard, while Colorado State and Virginia square off for the right to be the 10th seed in the Midwest. The first 4 wraps up on Wednesday when Grambling State and Montana face off for the 16th seed in the Midwest region, while Colorado and Boise State duel for the 10th seed in the South. The first round of the tournament tips off on Thursday with 16 games. The New York Yankees bounced back in spring training as Carlos Rodon had a strong outing. The Yankees won 4-3 over the Phillies in Tampa. Rodon struck out 5 batters over 5 2/3 scoreless innings. They'll look to get another win against Pittsburgh tonight in Tampa. Injury news shows the Yankees are dealing with injuries. Manager Aaron Boone said Monday that third baseman DJ LeMahieu will miss some time during spring training because of a pretty significant bone bruise in his right foot. LeMahieu hit a foul ball off the top of his foot Saturday, and an X-ray and CT scan came back negative for a fracture. Boone also said that Aaron Judge is expected to return to the lineup tomorrow. Judge hasn't taken batting practice on the infield or plate since March 10th due to abdominal discomfort. He has been participating in defensive workouts, cage work, and lifting weights while undergoing treatment. The Mets begin the final full week of spring training tonight as they'll be looking for their 12th victory of the spring when they host St. Louis Cardinals in Port St. Lucie. Pete Alonso is leading the team with 10 hits, and Tyler McGill has racked up the Ks. The right-hander has struck out 16 batters so far this spring. Syracuse Orange will be, unfortunately, looks like going to be losing 2 players to the transfer portal, Smitty Copeland, and who else?
Justin Taylor.
So Justin Taylor and Copeland will be in the transfer portal. So we'll see what happens with Syracuse next season, but not the outcome they wanted this year. Are you dealing with pain of any kind? I'm not talking about the pain that lives with you or the pain that's your kids or grandkids. I'm talking about the pain in your knee, your back, shin splints, plantar fasciitis, neuropathy. If you're battling pain and you feel there's no other answer, that you've done literally everything else and to no avail, I'm here to tell you there is a solution available. It's Revive Softwave Therapy, and I'm not just saying that. I've experienced it myself. I went from an 8 to a 0 pain level in my foot and ankle with soft wave tissue regeneration technologies offered by Dr. Tim Delmedico and his staff at Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street. And if you mention the Keeler Show and you mention that I told you about Discovery Days, you'll get an awesome initial offer on a consultation and your first treatment. This thing actually works. It was developed in Germany, and now it's in South Utica on Genesee Street. It's non-invasive with no anesthesia or numbing creams needed. There's no side effects. It's a same-day procedure, and it only takes about 10 to 15 minutes out of your day. Could be longer depending on your treatment area and diagnosis, but essentially it's a machine that looks like a sonogram wand. They rub some gel on the impacted area, and they run the softwave therapy device over your impacted area, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it working. It's high-speed sound waves that direct blood flow and stem cells to the impacted area to promote natural healing. So if you've had enough of the pain pills and the pain injections that only mask the pain and don't actually help cure the problem, could also make it worse in some cases, try Softwave Tissue Regeneration Technology. You have nothing else to lose other than your pain. It's reviveutica.com, reviveutica.com. You can also call to make your appointment at 315-725-8427. And again, if you mention Discovery Days with the Keeler Show and Andrew, you'll get an awesome exclusive initial consultation discount. It's Softwave Tissue Regeneration Technologies with Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street. Let the healing begin.
Okay, coming up, we're going to talk to Dr. Kent Hall. Also, I have some very interesting potential prop bets for today. Today would not be the day you have to have your. You don't have to have your bracket filled out today, do you?
Not until Thursday.
Not until
the first
Thursday.
Game at 12.
These are play-in games that are going on now. But it is a good time to get in, and there are some interesting prop bets. And this comes from the Athletic. We'll get it through the Athletic, and they're recommending these. Pretty good. Some interesting ones. And you wouldn't have to spend much, but you could win big. And there are some positives, and you might be really interested to know which team they're recommending. Maybe a team we might know they're recommending that is a good bet right now. So we'll get into that coming up also. Dr. Ken Hall coming up. It's 7:14 at WIBX and Sarah's Flooring Outlet. If you're thinking about flooring, there's only one place to go. It's in Sarah's. They have the largest inventory in all of Central New York. My wife will be over there soon looking at tile. So, you know, when you first walk in, Andrew, it's tile she wants replaced. I think I keep, you know, it's like, well, we got to have this sink replaced. We got to have this flooring replaced. We got to have this tile replaced. I do think the day I say we're not going to replace that is the day she'll replace me.
That'll be the day that she says goodbye.
So, but I will tell you,
but that tile's a good look. It really is.
You can get something really wonderful to, whether it's a bathroom or a kitchen you're doing, or an entryway, wherever you'd use your tile. They have such a deep selection. And, you know, Pergo Extreme, they have the 60-mile radius guarantee, price guarantee. And right now, 6-month interest-free financing. And in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy. And online at sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
Stories with Tony Danza, April 6, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. Tony Danza and his 4-piece band are making their debut at the Stanley Theatre with their hit live show Standards and Stories on Saturday, April 6 at 7:30 p.m. The hit live show has entertained audiences around the country, with the New York Times raving Tony's a live wire who tap dances, plays the ukulele, tells stories, and radiates irresistible charm. The New York Times reviewed he excludes the kind of charisma that can't be taught. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York. With 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate, you can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We are told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful powerful anti-aging supplements on Earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Easter reminds us that new beginnings are possible. You can help the Rome Rescue Mission provide the chance for a new beginning for a family in our area. Poverty and despair are not just big city problems. It is the Rome Rescue Mission's goal this Easter season to help 500 families. You can help a family of 5 this Easter with your generous support of $25. For $25, the Rome Rescue Mission will provide a family of 5 with a hot meal and give them a memorable Easter celebration. A feeling of safety, a feeling of knowing that someone cares. From there, a person can rebuild a life. Through resurrection power comes freedom from the past and an unlimited future. Each person deserves a chance at a new beginning. Won't you help make that happen for 500 families this season? Please donate now at romemission.org. That's romemission.org. Rome Rescue Mission. A hand up, not a handout.
I found a checking account that's just as interesting as my life. With Americu's new high-rate checking, I earn one of the highest rates available and still have access to my money when I need it. I even get paid a day early with direct deposit. Americu connected me with more than a checking account. Visit Americu.org to open a high-rate checking today. Membership eligibility is required, insured by NCUA.
Keeler in the morning.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
The Keeler Show. WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. Now back to Keeler.
Some comments. First of all, Davey with a comment from the phone. What do you have there, Davey?
Oh, that was Mrs. Grippy. She called to wish me a happy birthday. Thank you, Donna.
That was so
Appreciate
nice.
it.
Love the Grippies down there in Frankfurt, right? Or is that a different one?
The hair salon near the radio station.
Yeah, there you go. Good people. I go back to the with the Grippies. I go back to the wrestling days.
They're wrestling?
Their kids used to wrestle for, at least one of them would wrestle for Frankfurt. Back when all of a sudden Frankfurt got really good. Years ago, Frankfurt was a premier high school wrestling team.
Must be something in the water out
and
there.
it had several state champions back in the 60s. And then, it changed, and Mohawk and Ilion down in the valley became very, very big. Now, those two schools are merged, and they're a powerhouse in the state right now. Central Valley Academy. Pretty
in my
cool.
alma mater, Holland Patton had a state champ in the 110
that was
weight class.
Huge. Holland Patton's a very strong program. You know where their coach is from?
Coach Richards
is from the Valley.
Yeah.
He's another Valley guy.
I wrestled back in the heyday.
You did?
Yeah.
In the heyday. What weight did you wrestle, Davey?
119.
JV or varsity?
Varsity.
Varsity.
I tried it.
For Holland Patton?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrestled every day the decision to go to school or not.
It was a
Tough to
wrestling
wake up
decision. It
every
was very
day.
difficult, yeah. Andrew didn't suck weight. He just sucked.
And I weighed a lot.
Were you heavy as a kid?
Oh. Well, it was odd. I was very thin up until 7th grade. And then from 8th grade till now, I've always struggled with weight. So I've had a few lows.
Some comments here this morning. John saying Dr. Eddie Copeland did my colonoscopy last Thursday. Thanks, John. Good morning, Bill, Andrew, and Davey. Bill, you're correct about winters being warmer. I grew up in the valley in the 50s and 60s, and I seem to remember always having snow for Thanksgiving. Huge snow banks that limited visibility. Snow on Vickerman Hill. I grew up on Vickerman Hill. That lasted till May, and at least 2 weeks of overnight lows in January and February that were 20 below or lower. None of that seems to happen anymore, Fred and Clinton. Fred, I'm with you. I completely understand. It's a different time, and you can say, well, it's all cyclical, and, sure. But this is quite the cycle we're having. And it seems like we're dipping into areas of warmth that we've never experienced before, I guess. Rob says, I know you're saying there's no ice, but he's showing pictures of the whole, actually, video, which is really cool, too, how they do it at Racket Lake in the ice house. Last month, the ice was pretty thick, and they harvested last month. It actually shows a video. Maybe I'll run that later. That's pretty good. And in Rome, please wish my favorite senator, Joseph Senator Joe Griffo, a happy St. Joseph's Day. I see Joe's name is Joe, and today is St. Joseph's Day. And Davey is wearing, being the true Italian that he is. Are you Italian?
My mom's side of the family is Italian, so that's, yeah.
Davey is...
I feel like a bad Italian.
Is wearing red.
Wearing blue today.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. Okay, you want to hear some this is really exciting because Colgate's being mentioned. And so is the College of Charleston. They're saying good bets for Sweet 16. So you can bet. Now, the problem is Colgate, you can't bet here in New York.
That's a good point.
Right. But, Sweet 16 best bets. So these are that you'll bet that this team will make it to the Sweet 16, and Colgate is plus 1,900. So a $100 bet would get you $1,900. They say also College of Charleston. And who's on that team? Who's a captain on that team?
Frankie Policelli.
McNeese State. Now, McNeese State is one that is to make the Sweet 16. It's only plus 850. There are a lot of people in Vegas thinking that McNeese State is going to make it to the Sweet 16.
Well, I was talking to Scott yesterday.
I've never heard of McNeese State until now.
I was talking to Scott yesterday to line up his interview for today, and he's a little worried about McNeese State because they play his team Gonzaga in the first round.
Yeah. Final four best bets, though. Gonzaga's plus 1,400. Michigan State plus 2,200. Oh, and I was going to tell you to win it all.
Probably Connecticut.
No, I was going to get the number on Colgate, and I found it yesterday somewhere, although I can't seem to find it today. To win it all, Colgate is plus 30,000. So that would mean that $100 bet you'd make $30,000 on that.
Well, Kathy's hoping that they win.
She is. A $100 bet on Colgate to win it all.
Oh my
now, Andrew,
gosh. Let's do it.
Yeah, but your chances of Colgate winning it all. I got to tell you, Colgate getting into the Sweet 16.
I like that.
I like it. I think there's a pathway there. But don't trust me.
There's a path forward.
Let's see, what else do I have here this morning? Today is the first day of spring. It'll happen tonight at like
11:06.
11:06 p.m. Somebody sent me a song, and it's a March Madness song. Do you care about it?
Yeah.
They did all 64 teams.
Today's the opening day. You got it.
All teams. Oh, is it 68 teams technically? Yeah. So, do you want me to play this?
Please.
I didn't even listen to this, so this could be horrible, but let's listen in.
Boilermakers, Bobcats, Bears, Bison, and Badgers. You got a pair of Dukes, Spartans, Gales, Flyers, and Lancers. Golden Eagles, Golden Grizzlies, Crimson Tide, Red Raiders. Blue Jays, Blue Devils, Cyclones, and Gators. Huskies, Hatters, 5 Bulldogs. Antelopes, Jackrabbits, and Horned Frogs. Cowboys, 2 Aggies, Longhorns, Broncos. 34 down, 34 to go.
Here we go.
4 Cougars, Catamounts, Cornhuskers, Cavaliers. Ducks, Owls, Eagles, Hilltoppers, the Volunteers. Tar Heels, Blazers, Raiders, Rams, and Jayhawks. Fighting Illini, Aztecs, and Peacocks. 3 Wildcats, 3 Tigers, Lobos. The Beach Seahawks, Gamecocks, Buffaloes. Wolfpack, twice the Zips, that's it. Write them down, fill out your brackets. It's March Madness.
Yeah, that's Andrews on the drum.
Thank you.
Just
We
one
love you,
drum.
Dark Continent. Good night.
Well, yeah, that was good. That was really, and by the way, Colgate was the Red Raiders. I do think they're just the Raiders today.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
are.
know.
They did mention Raiders.
They did, yeah. What else did I want to squeeze in here?
You know something real
Yeah.
quick? Tomorrow is the first game of the Major League Baseball season.
Tomorrow is?
Yeah, they're doing a 2-game series over in Seoul. So it's the Padres and the Dodgers.
Okay.
In Korea.
So the first official pitch is tomorrow at 6:05.
So, but the regular season won't get underway for another week and a half, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the first official pitch.
Official. Okay.
The first 2 games that count tomorrow.
Okay. Oprah Winfrey's Shame, Blame, and the Weight Loss Revolution aired last night, and she began with her main message.
We can start releasing the stigma and the shame and the judgment to stop shaming other people for being overweight or how they choose to lose or not lose weight. And more importantly, to stop shaming ourselves.
Somehow along the line, though, that she's parted ways with Weight Watchers, and I think it's over, like, these drugs, Ozempic and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
On the special, she talked about how she was ridiculed for her weight and when she knew it was a losing battle.
I took on the shame that the world gave to me. For 25 years, making fun of my weight was national sport. 1990, I saw myself on the cover of TV Guide's Best and Worst Dressed list. And I remember thinking, oh, look, there I am on the cover. Mr. Blackwell, the tastemaker of the time, called me bumpy, lumpy, and downright dumpy. I was ridiculed on every late-night talk show for 25 years and tabloid covers for 25 years. So, in an effort to combat all the shame, I starved myself for nearly 5 months and then wheeled out that wagon of fat. And after losing 67 pounds on a liquid diet, the next day I started to gain it back.
Yeah, well, it's the whole weight loss problem, right? Yeah. I remember when she was on TV Guide, she was thin. I don't know about lumpy. She was very, very thin, and it almost seemed like it was abnormally thin, like it wasn't really her, like they'd done a Photoshop before we even knew much about Photoshop. Top 40 highest-selling country albums of all time. Do you want to know? This is according to Billboard. The big winner was Just in Town at the Turning Stone, Garth Brooks. Double Live by Garth Brooks sold 23 million records.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Shania Twain, number 2, Come On Over. Garth Brooks, number 3, No Fences, 18 million. Garth Brooks was in, Garth Brooks had 3 spots in the top 5. Ropin' the Wind by Garth Brooks sold 14 million, and Wide Open Spaces by the Dixie Chicks sold 13 million copies.
Also known as the Chicks now, because Dixie is offensive.
Today we are giving away a chance at Hobika's free money question of the day. And this morning, Davey, we're going with how much money?
200.
How much money?
300.
Okay. We're going with $300 today. You could win $300 this morning when we do Hobika's free money question, which is coming up on WIBX.
Will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Introducing Tanzite Stone Tile Flooring, a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tanzite's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tanzite.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tanzai.com, you can see how our foam back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tanzai tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use. From kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
IBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, let's see. I want to talk to retired NYPD Lieutenant Commander Joe Cardinale, who's on the line right now. Joe, Lieutenant, good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have you back here on the radio with us. We appreciate it. So the word is violent crime is dropping fast in the United States, even if we don't believe it. What's going on here?
Well, they're keeping the stats for the major cities like New York City, Chicago. How they get the shootings down in Chicago is beyond me, how they get those numbers down, because they're out there every day.
Yep.
But in New York City, granted, the homicides are down, rapes are down, which is great. All right. But it's the quality of life crimes that are being promoted on TV, and they're putting front and center. And especially, how do you get away from the fact of the shooting we had on the A train last week, when the National Guard's in Penn Station and just a couple of miles away in Brooklyn, they had that shooting, and it made the newspapers all over the country. All right. So while the crimes of rape and robbery and homicide may be down in some of the major cities, in the smaller cities, like we saw with Lake and Riley, all right, you have a homicide that makes national headlines because of the nature of it, number one. But let's go back to the quality of life. When you have everybody going to the stores, mob brushing the stores and taking whatever they want, shutting stores down. When you have the quality of life crimes like catalytic converters being stolen, insurance rates are going through the roof. And you do have the assaults on the street, just people walking over to people, just punching them in the face and just walking away. Those images you cannot take away from the people, all right? And they see it, and it's never happened to them before. They've never seen a wanton disregard for policing the way they've seen it in the recent years. So that's what's taken front and center stage with the voters, and that's what's going to happen in the next election.
And when you see for instance, a carjacking, and the person gets nailed, they get arrested, and the next day, or maybe even that very night, they're released and they steal another car. Or shoplifting, and they do it repeated times. Those repeated issues are something we're not used to, and
it leads to a lot of stores having to shut down. So people that get used to having they're not Dwayne Reeds anymore.
Well,
but
ultimately, we're paying the price for that, right, Lieutenant?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You hit it right on the head. Everybody's paying the price for that. I mean, look at the other big headline that came out a couple of weeks ago, and it's still up there, the body parts in Long Island. That's the district I'm in over here, District 11. All right, so let's put that front and center. When do you ever see somebody get arrested for, cutting a body up and distributing it all over Long Island, a few towns, and then they're walking out with ankle bracelets on, but not that they're confined to the house. They're allowed to walk around.
Yeah, I mean, it is I don't understand why we're not in a position where we're looking at this and saying something is not right. Let's modify this bail reform, reform the bail reform. I don't get it.
It's you know why? Because the way it was presented, it was like like everybody's saying, Albany has to change. It has to change, because when you get a bail reform bill that doesn't even take law enforcement into the picture. In other words, they did not consult with anybody in law enforcement, because not one person in law enforcement would tell them this is going to work. And we see it just does not work. All right. They have to revamp that whole system. The premise of it was originally supposed to be, you and I get arrested. I have means, you don't. I'm out on the streets. You're in jail because you can't afford it for a crime, a lesser crime. Now, the key word is lesser crime.
Yeah.
That I see, and that I agree with. Don't flood the jails with somebody who could be out there, right? maybe first-time offender, maybe second time, but he doesn't deserve to be in there.
Sure.
That's what it was designed for, but they took it off the rails, and they just left no discretion to the judges, and they just have it in stone that this is the way it's going to be. And there are components in that bill that people don't even realize about what do you call it, discovery with the lawyers going into your home. If, God forbid, there was a sexual assault in your house on a family member, they have the right to come into your house and search that, look at that room, take pictures, and go over it with the perp and the lawyer. How insane is this?
It is pure insanity. Now, I do want to add here, Joe, you are running for the New York State Assembly as a Republican in your district, District 11.
That's correct.
Now you're facing a woman, right? Kimberly Jean-Pierre. She's been there since what? How long has she been in?
She's in there 6 years.
6 years. Okay.
That's no relation to Korean, is it?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So, but the reality, though, that you have is people are nervous about their safety right now. That's certainly a good thing for you to run on, I would assume.
It is. It's a good thing. You know what? It's a good thing for me to run on, but it's sad that these are the issues that you have to focus on.
Yeah.
Between bail reform and Governor Hochul trying to earmark $2.4 billion for the illegal migrants, and we see the mess that's causing over here. Go to Brooklyn, come out, even into Long Island, it's creeping out here into little pockets, and they're committing the crimes, and they're getting the funding.
Yeah.
We just had a rally in Hopog because of $76 million that she's going to keep back from the school district over here, from all the school districts, and they had a rally for that. When does it stop? When do you start taking care of the people at home first? Charity begins at home.
Yep.
All right. Start securing your borders, stop the nonsense, and do the bail reform over. And yes, it's going to be the big issue come Election Day, and they're not going to be able to just flatly say it works, because it does not work.
Are you running unopposed there as a Republican?
I'm on the Republican conservative line. Yes, I'm running unopposed.
Okay.
I actually go from Suffolk into Nassau County a little bit, so it's Nassau County and Suffolk County that I cover.
Well, down there is tended to look like they've been trending more red, so to speak, in that area anyway, so that may help your chances considerably.
It does, but I have to tell you, the fact that people blindly vote party lines is the scary part in New York City. I mean, they just go out there like a bunch of lemmings. They don't look at the issues. They just look at the party, and they have no idea that people vote across the line, and they just go, right down the line. Bail reform, good thing.
Yep.
Give money to the illegal migrants, good thing. It's not a good thing. It's not good for New York State. It certainly is not good for Long Island.
All right, we'll keep an eye on your race down there in District Number 11 in the Assembly. Joe Cardinale, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
You do the same. Thank you so much. That'll be very interesting, right?
To say the least.
That district does lean. District 11 does lean a little Democrat. So, but again, Democrats are nervous too about their safety. All right, Davey mentioned we're doing $300 for Hobika.
$300.
Chance to win $300 from the Hobika Law Firm. We have a new number that you would use to call in. It's 315-723-3824. 315-723-3824. You're looking for caller number?
8.
8th caller through the line right now. This could be $300 for you. Caller number 8, 315-723-3824. After that, we'll talk to Dr. Kent Hall, and the call's coming in. We'll do it next on WIBX.
You love yard sales, but only one thing beats driving around looking for them: attending the world's largest yard sale. Great news, it's back and bigger than ever before. Who thought it could even get bigger? The world's largest yard sale is coming to the Herkimer County Fairgrounds on Saturday, June 8th. This is your chance to sell your stuff to the thousands who attend the world's largest yard sale. It sure beats putting up your own yard sale signs all around town and hoping for a crowd. At the world's largest yard sale, all you have to do is get a booth and you get to keep all the profit on everything you sell. Cha-ching! Hurry and reserve your booth today because it's filling up quickly at a record pace. The world's largest yard sale, Saturday, June 8th at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds. Brought to you by the Potting Shed Antiques, John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories, and sponsored by James Mitsubishi and Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. For more information, download the station's app or check out our website.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley, you worked hard for the income tax return you're about to receive. I want you to keep it. This is Kevin Fear from Mattress Express. In celebration of the tax season, I'm not only going to pay the sales tax, but qualified customers will get no money down in up to 5 years, no interest on select luxury king and queen sets like the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh and Lavish, and more. The Smart Bed by Instant Comfort. Before you buy a bed where you can make each side as soft or as firm as you like, compare to the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort. Flex head option in king or queen. A reversible cover, cool for summer, warm for winter. 45 individual settings on each side from super soft to super firm, and a 25-year industry-leading warranty. I pay the sales tax in 5 years, no interest, no money down. No one else has all the brands under one roof. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, and more. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
As you get a bit older, you start to think about things. Like, if we get sick, we're at higher risk. But we're absolutely not going to stop living our lives. And what helps us do that? Getting our flu shot. The updated COVID vaccine. Yeah, we stay on top of these things so that we can do the things that we love with the people we love. Because we don't want to miss out.
A message from the New York State Department of Health.
When you don't have enough to eat, all you think about is food. That makes it hard to give your best.
Nearly impossible to feel your best.
And it makes tough decisions even tougher.
At Food Bank of Central New York, all we think about is food too, and how to get it to the people who need it most. Think you can help? Give today at foodbankcny.org.
X950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, good morning, and it's time for Hobika's free money question of the day. And this morning, we have on the line, Davey, what's his name?
Chris from Cassville.
Chris in Cassville. I got lines all over the place making noise. Hello, Chris in Cassville. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Good. You ready to? Are you ready to go?
Are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
All right. We're gonna. This is going to be the easiest chance at $300 you're ever going to remember. All right?
Okay.
And this is your chance. I'm going to make it easy for $300. We're literally giving it away. Let's give it away. All right. Here now is your question. You'll have 7 seconds to answer. Make sure you get your answer out there, okay?
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Today is St. Joseph's Day. St. Joseph's Day was established in Rome in the year 1470 what? Ready, go.
1471.
Was it 1471? No. Well, you had a 1 and 9 chance at nailing this. 1479.
Oh,
yeah.
Opposite end of that spectrum.
Yeah. Well, all right. At least we had a shot for you there. We're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. Good with the Comets. Good at the Adirondack Bank Center. The Pioneers. Taylor and the Cook. Aquavino. Babes. All of those places. It's a $25 gift card. Stand by. We're going to give you to Davey, and he'll hook you up with it, okay?
Awesome. Thanks, Bill. Have a good morning.
All right, man. You have a great day. Thank you so
you
much.
are really trying to give up.
I thought that this was
money.
the best way. I just felt like 9 would ring off, right? It would kind of be the
number 9,
the number that would ring. You know, the
So
old
close.
rhyme. The old rhyme was Saint Joseph did climb back in 1479.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that one.
St. Joseph wore red.
Because he had a really big head?
I don't know. Anyway, today is St. Joseph's Day.
Oh, Dr. Hall, he's
What
like, I got to go.
What little we know, Lord Almighty. On the line right now is the one and only Dr. Kent Hall. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Well, at least the Columbus, I remember that one. That little rhyme. 1492.
He sailed the ocean blue in 1492.
This, of course, was 1479. The Catholic Church established this date, March 19th, as St. Joseph's Day. And so there you go. We still celebrate today. Doc, good morning. I hope retirement is finding you well.
Yeah, I'm doing real well. Thank you.
Okay, let's start. I had a few things I wanted to throw at you here this morning. Of course, I jotted them down and I've lost them. Here they are. So, first of all, I want to say that Stefan Rubitsky,
yes,
who is a legend in the area, like it or not, he is. And he was recently at MVHS and called this morning, actually called me yesterday, raving about his treatment at Wynn Hospital. And I know that even retired, as a retired physician, that's near and dear to your heart. When you hear people, and I'm hearing more and more of it as things begin to settle in, people coming out and saying they had a great experience.
Yeah, I heard Stefan this morning, and first of all, I certainly hope that he's doing better and he's well on the road to recovery. And I would echo what he said. You know, the staff at the Wynn. First of all, the Wynn is a building. You know, it doesn't provide care. It's the people inside of it that provide the care. And my experience with the folks at MBHS, you know, from you know, the nurses, the respiratory therapists, the radiology technicians, everybody there is really focused on doing what they can to take care of patients to the best of their ability. And yeah, certainly moving into the building, there were some hiccups and we had a learning curve for it, but you know, but nothing deterred or you know, caused people to veer off of the primary goal, which was doing what they could do to take care of patients to the best of their ability. And you know, that's why people go into medicine and into healthcare.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the drive, and I'm glad that isn't lost on people.
I wanted to get your take on New York City schools announcing that they're no longer requiring a 5-day COVID quarantine. They're following the CDC guidance. What is the guidance now? What are we supposed to do? And what's your take on the New York City School District's decision?
Yeah, so this goes along with, you know, the fact that COVID, well, a couple things. Number one, that as COVID has evolved, it has become more transmissible, but less, you know, but less severe in the disease that it causes, number one. And number two, the fact that I think the last number that I saw from the CDC was 97+% of people have some degree of immunity, whether it's through vaccines, through natural immunity because they got the disease, or some combination of them. And so, you know, based on that, then they're saying, you know what? You know, this is becoming more like, from an infectious disease standpoint, this is becoming more like what we would do with the flu. And so what they're saying is that their recommendations are that if you become infected and you have active symptoms, you have a fever, you have shortness of breath, you have an active cough, things like that, then you should continue to isolate yourself. However, if you're not having those symptoms anymore, you know, and sometimes they go away in 1 or 2 days, and sometimes they take longer, then you should be able to go about your normal activities. That's what the New York City School District is following, is that kind of a recommendation, which to me makes sense. So.
Yep. There is a lot out there, it seems, that is either COVID or non-COVID. But and one of these sicknesses that's been going around, what I've observed and actually experienced in my own family is when you get it, it begins to go away or goes away, and then you seem to get it again. Or just when you think you're done, you wind up with a temperature again. That seems to be spreading around the area.
Yeah, so that is one of the I wouldn't say they're atypical, but one of the 20 plus respiratory viruses that are circulating, and they are, and some of them hang on longer. Some of them have what seem to be like a rebound effect. Unfortunately, there is nothing that we can do about them in terms of treatment or anything like that. Really, you just have to kind of weather that particular storm. Make sure that you're drinking plenty of fluids because you don't want to get dehydrated. Obviously, ibuprofen or acetaminophen or something like that for the body aches and the fever, and really just rest. Flu continues to hang on around here. We would have expected that it would have had a sharper decline than it has, but it still is kind of it's got its fingers into us. And the trajectory is a slow downward trajectory, but unfortunately it's slow.
Unfortunately, it is slow, yeah. It certainly is. And then I wanted to ask you, I know these stories are unique and the media grabs a hold of them and we run with them, but a man in Florida, we had this story earlier, had a habit of eating bacon that was not fully cooked.
Oh, this story is awful.
And they found actual worms in his brain that was causing terrible headaches and that sort of thing. Obviously, this is rare, but it shows you the importance of making sure you follow the rules when it comes to cooking your food.
Yeah, and pork products in particular are known to be infected with worms or with spores of worms. Not all of them, but some of them, and you don't know which ones are and which ones aren't. But adequate, complete cooking does kill those, and so it really is important that, especially for pork products, that they be cooked completely through, and that you heat them to the appropriate temperature to make sure that those parasites are done away with.
And then finally, I wanted to ask you about what is life like in retirement? What do you like to do now that you have time on your hands, and how does it feel to have time on your hands?
Yeah, so I will say, that first it feels good, that I'm getting to do a lot of reading that I hadn't gotten to do before. I'm catching up on some leisure reading, as well as reading some medical things that I had kind of put on a shelf, and the shelf got more and more full. So that's been good. I've been spending time with family. I was in the Schenectady area earlier this weekend. One of my grandkids had a 4th birthday. That was great to be able to go to that. I went down. I wasn't around here last week because I went down to North Carolina to see one of my stepkids. So being able to see family is just great. I actually, when I was down in North Carolina, I saw my son and his wife and their 3 kids that I hadn't seen in, oh my gosh, probably four or 5 years. So, just being able to reconnect with family, to kind of see folks and stuff is just been fantastic.
Well, people might not know this, but you're also an amateur photographer or an enthusiast, but
getting to the pro level, I'll tell you.
Yeah, great pictures.
And I was going to say that I've been able to, do that as well, and getting out. And in fact, the snow on the ground, while it's, frustrating to see snow on March 19th, on the one hand, but on the other hand, getting out and doing some photography when there is, this much snow on the ground actually makes for some pretty good pictures. So.
Certainly does. Doc, we appreciate it as always. We'll do this again next week. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy that snow.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, and please be safe.
You do the same. Doc. Dr. Kent Hall, and he seems to be enjoying his retirement. We mentioned 72 Tavern and Grill and Babes. There's a Utica University Pioneers Watch Party that'll happen 3 p.m. on Thursday at Babes and 72 Tavern and Grill. $3 Utica clubs. And also today at 3:30, there's a send-off. Utica Fire Department, Utica Police will be over at the Odd, escorting the bus to the Thruway as the Pioneers take off for Hartford, Connecticut. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients right now. The Falcon Clinic is the premier osteopathic medical clinic in the area, and Dr. Shemaleski is an awesome doctor that is accepting new patients right now. Call today, 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
Liverpool Pool and Spa, East Dominic Street in Rome. In-stock models are on sale now, and it's the lowest prices of the year, all while supplies last. Sold with or without installation, it's your choice. You can get your spring and early summer dig dates available now. 0% financing, low monthly payments, so you can plan now, save now, buy now. It's Liverpool Pool and Spa, 1501 East Dominic Street in Rome. LiverpoolPoolandSpa.com.
Elevate your outdoor living space this year using stone. Tanzite has developed stone decking crafted without any plastic composite materials to redefine durability. Visit Tanzite.com to see how stone decking doesn't scratch, stays cooler, isn't slippery, and has all the durability you would expect from stone, which is why it's guaranteed for life. At Tanzite.com, you will see how we developed stone to easily transform any ordinary wood deck. You can even make your deck waterproof for a dry space below. Versatile and adaptable, Tanzite is perfect for decks, stairs, over concrete, or ground applications. Visit Tanzite.com to start planning your project with a free 3D design and construction plan tailored to your space. Order a sample today to witness the incredible beauty and durability firsthand at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
Pure Talk believes in American values and that free should mean exactly that, free. Well, switch to Pure Talk today and you'll get a free Samsung 5G smartphone. Now, qualifying plans start at just $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data, and, of course, mobile hotspot. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Pure Talk, claim your eligibility for your free brand new Samsung 5G smartphone. Start saving on wireless today and switch to my cell phone company, Pure Talk.
From the Stanley Theatre Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Still standing by Ukraine and the war against Russia. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The United States will not let Ukraine fail.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin at a meeting of our allies in Germany.
This coalition will not let Ukraine fail.
But new U.S. military aid remains stalled in Congress as Ukraine goes on the offensive inside Russia, targeting refineries and more.
Ukraine has stepped up its shelling of Russian territory in recent months. Yesterday, the governor of the Belgorod region claimed 4 people died in an attack on one village. Now he says he's taking action to protect the area's children. 9,000 kids will be evacuated.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Israel is going to send a delegation to Washington to address U.S. concerns about a looming offensive against Hamas in an area of Gaza full of Palestinian civilians, as Israel also says it's killed 50 terrorists in an operation around Gaza's biggest hospital. Some of President Biden's fellow Democrats have been critical of his support for Israel in the war, prompting former President Trump to say Jews who vote for Democrats hate Israel and their religion. A Biden spokesman calls that vile. There are presidential contests in 5 states today, including Arizona, where President Biden will go today after stops in Nevada.
The campaign has also cut a new digital ad leveraging former President Trump's comments about the auto industry, that if he's not elected, it'll be a bloodbath for the country. The Biden campaign says Trump has spent years threatening political violence and praising dictators. The Trump campaign responded saying, quote, "No amount of gaslighting from the Biden campaign can mask Biden's bloodbath he's brought all across America."
Fox's Rich Edson now follow up to the Supreme Court ruling that gave states the right to restrict abortions. In the first full year after that,
medication abortions accounted for about 63% of all abortions in the country, up from 53% in 2020. The Guttmacher Institute is a research group that supports access to abortion and says after the ruling, 14 states completely banned abortion.
That's Fox's Tonya J. Powers. America's listening to Fox News.
The Fed is setting a digital dollar control trap. The new FedNow system might sound modern and convenient, but the truth is it's all about surveillance and control. Don't be fooled. Secure your assets right now with something Washington cannot manipulate. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, former advisor to Donald Trump. And in these times of uncertainty, I believe the best way to defend your savings is to use tangible assets, which is why I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group, because gold has a 5,000-year track record as the ultimate guardian of wealth. To find out more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, so text PROTECT to the number 989898. Text PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Message and data rates may apply.
Well, since President Biden and former President Trump are already the presumptive nominees in the contest today in Arizona, Florida, Kansas, Illinois, and Ohio, will just add to their delegates. There's also a Senate primary in Ohio. State Senator Matt Dolan tells Fox.
Republicans in Ohio want somebody who's actually going to go execute on the principles and agendas that we believe in and go to Washington and actually execute and get things done.
Now, Dolan is being challenged by Bernie Moreno, who has former President Trump's support. Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose is also in that GOP race. The winner faces Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown in November. 6 former law enforcement officers in Mississippi will be sentenced over the next 3 days after pleading guilty to torturing 2 black men last year in a racially motivated attack. A former Trump ally goes behind bars today.
Peter Navarro, the former White House Trade Council director under President Trump, is told to report to a federal prison to serve 4 months for contempt of Congress. Navarro refused to cooperate with the House of Representatives' January 6th committee, claiming to be barred from testifying due to then-President Trump's executive privilege. He is appealing his conviction, but also tried appealing his sentencing order, hoping to remain free while appealing the case. But the U.S. Supreme Court declined to intervene. Navarro is expected to serve his time at the Federal Correctional Institution in Miami. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
A mother in Ohio is going to prison for life. And the judge who sentenced Crystal Candelario gave her no chance at parole for aggravated murder. Candelario was convicted of her 16-month-old daughter's death, leaving the little girl in a playpen alone in their house for 10 days without food or water, while Candelario went on vacation to Michigan and to Puerto Rico. On Wall Street, stock futures are falling ahead of today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning. WIBX 950 News Time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. 28 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. 4 dogs are under the care of the CNY SPCA after concerned neighbors raised their issues to law enforcement. Moreover, they presented evidence. Oneida County Sheriff Rob Mayshiel said a video on social media was provided by residents showing dogs in the backyard of a home on Route 12B in Deansboro. It's what was needed to convince a judge to allow the CNY SPCA to take action. Late yesterday afternoon, the owner was located and is cooperating with the investigation. This is not the first instance, however, where the police have visited that particular residence. We're awaiting veterinary results to determine what charges will be filed. The Utica Police Department is currently investigating a domestic incident that resulted in 2 individuals being hospitalized yesterday morning. The incident occurred shortly before 6:30 Monday morning on the 1100 block of Hammond Avenue. Details are limited at this time. However, Utica police have verified 2 individuals are receiving treatment for injuries that are not life-threatening. UPD added their investigation is still in progress. The Rome Police Department is investigating after a 5-year-old girl was hospitalized after eating a marijuana edible. According to department officials, 5-year-old elementary school student ate a marijuana edible on a school bus back on March 12th and was treated at a local hospital. Police say the girl recovered from the ordeal, and the investigation remains ongoing as to where and how the girl obtained the edible. Lieutenant Sharon Root of the Rome Police say she claims, she being the 5-year-old, she located it on the floor of the bus. Interim Rome School District Superintendent Michael Hoos declined to comment on the details of the incident. And a second man is being charged in connection with the theft of a pair of ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz. The ruby slippers, which were worn by Judy Garland in the film, were stolen in 2005 from the Judy Garland Museum by a man named Terry John Martin, now 76 years old. Jerry Hall Seligman is in trouble for his alleged role in the scheme. He made his first court appearance in Minnesota this weekend, where he was charged with theft of a major artwork and witness tampering. An indictment against him says Seligman received, concealed, and disposed of an object of cultural heritage between 2005 and 2018. WIBX 950 News Time 8:08. Your weather is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
My Witness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, windy, cold, scattered snow showers, coating to an inch locally through sunset. 2 to 4 inches, Tug Hill North, high 38. Tonight, areas of lake effect snow showers with additional minor snow accumulation, low 28. And tomorrow, windy, chilly once again. Snow showers become widespread by afternoon, a high near 40. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. Meteorologist Craig Flint, WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Partly cloudy skies and 8:08. We're at 26 degrees. In sports, the Yankees dealing with some injury news. Manager Aaron Boone said Monday third baseman DJ LeMahieu will miss some time during spring training because of a pretty significant bone bruise in his right foot. LeMahieu hit a foul ball off the top of his foot on Saturday, and an X-ray and CT scan came back negative for a fracture. Boone also said that Aaron Judge is expected to return to the lineup tomorrow. Judge hasn't taken batting practice on the infield or played since March 10th due to abdominal discomfort. He has been participating in the defensive workouts, cage work, and lifting weights while undergoing treatment. Meanwhile, the Yankees, and led by Carlos Rodon, had a strong outing, winning 4-3 over the Phillies in Tampa. They'll host Pittsburgh tonight. The Mets begin the final full week of spring training tonight. New York will be looking for its 12th victory of the spring when it hosts the St. Louis Cardinals in Port St. Lucie. Pete Alonso is leading the team with 10 hits, and they're off to a really strong start this season. Meanwhile, March Madness is here. The NCAA tournament begins with 2 matchups in the first 4, tipping off from Dayton on Tuesday. A battle for the 16th seed in the West region takes place between Wagner and Howard, while Colorado State and Virginia square off for the right to be the 10th seed in the Midwest. The first 4 wraps up on Wednesday when Grambling State and Montana face off for the 16th seed in the Midwest region, while Colorado and Boise State duel for the 10th seed in the South. The first round of the tournament tips off on Thursday with 16 games. WIBX 950 News Time is 8:10.
Some comments this morning. Let's see. You seem recently to talk more sports and weather and issues in Syracuse than issues in Utica, says Richard. I don't know what issues we are talking about in Syracuse.
There's a couple of stories that I read from the from the news. That
Is he criticizing you?
What else is new?
Richard, come on. Here's the reality of it. I haven't touched on, other than Syracuse basketball, because it's interesting to many in our area. I haven't talked about anything. Now, I'm not sure if you're doing it in the news or what you're
I
doing.
sometimes do because, there's days that it's a light news day and I've got to read something.
Okay. Okay.
First of all. And second of all, if I do read a Syracuse story, I try to have it
tomorrow,
be somewhat related.
Let's do stories on Richard. We're going to dig into Richard's life.
Okay.
Starting tomorrow, we'll give him something to listen to.
If you know Richard personally,
that's right. If you have a story about Richard, if there's anything in the Richard's past, if there's anything there, give us a call, 315-723-3824. We'll be glad to pipe in.
Richard.
Richard. Well, the things you ask for, sometimes you have to be careful what you ask for. By the way, here's another story that has nothing to do locally at all. Because it's a story out of Albany or somewhere else, but I'm going to run with it. The Mega Millions jackpot right now is $875 million. And tonight is another drawing. Your chances of winning are roughly 1 in 302.6 million.
That all?
I think you have a better chance of winning a bet in March Madness. 1 in $302.6 million. You do have a slim better chance of winning Powerball, which is also up there pretty high right now, over $600 million. That's 1 in 292.2 million. And what they're saying is there are states which are due. Okay? States that are overdue to win. And I don't think this has anything to do with any real science. But they're saying the states that are overdue are, let's see, Game Data it shows 18 states in the Virgin Islands have yet to sell a jackpot-winning Mega Millions ticket. Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Dakota, Vermont, West Virginia, and Wyoming, and D.C. have never won a Mega Millions drawing. Now, my guess is they won't win tonight either.
No, and I think I'm going to wait till it gets into the billion range before I buy another ticket.
Powerball, only 5 have not sold a jackpot ticket. Maine, Mississippi, North Dakota, Wyoming, and the Virgin Islands. All right? So those states they say are overdue. They may never win. There may be someone there that never wins. You're picking numbers. Why would it have anything to do with your locale?
Are you a quick pick guy, or are you you have numbers that you?
Well,
play
right
all the
now
time?
I'm going to give somebody a chance to do let's do it right now. Our phone number, first caller through to Davey, 315-723-3824. We will draw a number for tonight's drawing.
Love this game.
So the way this is going to work, it's pretty simple. We'll let you help us pick our numbers. We'll pay for the ticket, and we'll buy it here on the spot. Call Davey right now at 315-723-3824. We need a few numbers that you'll have to help us with. Now, call now, and we'll get you in. We'll take one person, and we'll buy one ticket. So the Mega Millions is at $875 million. The drawing
That's awesome.
The drawing is tonight at 11 p.m., and let's see how we'll actually do this. So we actually can pick our own numbers through the app. So you grab your caller, Davey. Be the first one through to Davey right now, 315-723-3824, and we will do it next. And you will be a part of our Mega Millions pool here on WIBX.
And all on sale. Only at Carl's and the New Hartford Shopping Center.
My wife and I we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easy easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to 72 Tavern and Grill this Thursday morning starting at 8. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Spend some time during the week at 72 Tavern and Grill. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. it's their $10 lunch. After work, it's $3 Utica Club drafts and $5 wines. Happy hours 3 to 6 p.m. Wednesday through Friday. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates this Thursday from 72 Tavern and Grill. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their Roofs for Troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
Make the most of your tax refund and shop the Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse Tax Refund Sale. In stock, in style, and all on sale. Only at Carl's and the New Hartford Shopping Center.
With Keeler in the morning.
Pardon me, would you have any Grey Poupon?
The Keeler Show. WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. Now back to Keeler.
I can't, man. I already told you I can't. Don't you listen to me? Don't you listen?
Can't do it, Captain.
I was like, oh, I'll do this.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
All right, on the phone line right now, ready to take a shot at winning our free money Mega Millions numbers of the day, $875 million. So who gets in on this this office pool of ours? It's Davey, it's Andrew, it's me, and it's Debbie in Rome. Hello, Debbie. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you.
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so we're going to pick our own numbers here. All right, so I need a number between 1 and 70, Debbie.
23.
23.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Davey, number between 1 and 70.
49.
Andrew, same thing.
4.
Oh. Debbie,
based go to single digit.
Based on these numbers, give me a number.
60.
60, all right. And I'm going to let Debbie pick the Powerball.
I like the spread. Did you pick one?
I haven't picked one yet, but I'm going to go with I just went with 11. All right, between 1 and 25, Debbie, think hard because this is the biggie right here. This is
8.
our power, our mega, whatever they call it, mega ball.
8.
8. It's between 1 and 25. You want 8.
Yep.
Okay, so our numbers are 4, 11, 23, 49, 60, and 8.
Nobody else go play those numbers.
Add it to the cart.
We don't want to share.
Okay. I think I've got it done right. All right. I will. And you know what we can do is give Davey your email address, and I'll send you a picture of the ticket.
Okay.
All right. So you'll know that you're a part of our winning here. Okay.
As proof.
All right.
Thank you.
Stand by, Debbie. This is our night. I can feel it tomorrow morning.
My fingers are crossed.
We're all going to quit our jobs tomorrow morning. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Hold on. We won't quit, though. I don't know. You never know. Who's next? Scott? Are we doing?
Yes, we have to do that.
I think I got it here. I think the order came through. We'll make sure it did properly. And I'll let you handle this.
So would you still? What am I handling here?
Oh, or is he getting Scott?
Yeah, I believe he
Okay.
is.
All right. Give me my phone back.
I mean, we would still do the show, right?
I would
take a few months
I'm
off.
going to tell you right now. The first thing I would do is I would buy all the poor people in the world food.
Okay. How nice of you.
And you remember that Steve Martin bit where he went through the whole thing?
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
You know, if I had $1 million,
If I had a hammer.
That is a great bet. I would tell you this.
I would invest most of it in real estate.
I would begin the day after I win the lottery. I would go on the air and start giving away $1,000 a minute.
A minute?
Yeah, I do it all morning long. We just give
for
away
one morning.
$1,000 a minute all
Our
morning
last
long.
show.
Yep, that would be it. We're just giving away dough.
Oh, God, wouldn't it be nice?
But then there'd be some people I'd be like, no, you won. I'm sorry, you won in the
30
last
days.
30 days. You
And there'd be
can't.
a few people on the prize list that we wouldn't pay out.
Here's Scott, and I would be open to all. I'd be very, very open. Here's Scott in Kirkville on the line right now. Scott, good morning.
Drum roll.
Good morning. Hey, listen, little Jimmy got all his mother's driver's license. He goes, hey, Mom, listen, now I know why you and Dad got a divorce. And Mother goes, why? He goes, because under sex, you got an F.
Oh, sorry, I don't have my rim shot sound effect here.
Hold on.
That's a little DMV humor.
That's a little
There's
DMV.
nothing
humor.
humorous
Yeah.
about the DMV.
Oh, jeez, I tell you guys, come on.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't even know if I have a rim shot to give you.
I mean, that was worth.
Here's
You
one.
don't like that one, huh? Okay. Well,
There you go.
I've heard
You
that
know what?
joke. That's the third time I've heard that joke from him.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Well, that's hilarious.
well, fourth is a charm now.
Okay, I have a few ideas
Yeah.
that are out there right now. Listen to this. According to the Athletic,
Yeah.
here's what they say are the best bets for teams to reach for upset predictions.
Yep.
The best bets for upsets: James Madison, McNeese, Drake, Duquesne, UAB, and Charleston.
Well, I tell you something. I said this year everything's a fine line. If you watch all these games, very little difference. In Vegas, there's a lot of 11s and 10s favored over the 7s and 6s.
Isn't that interesting? Now,
And also your Charleston, which is a 13 seed, I think.
Yep.
They are only 9.5 point underdog. At Colgate, who's a 14 seed against a team that one time, Baylor, that people thought would probably be in the Final Four, is only a 13 point underdog. I think it's a 14 seed.
Okay. Other teams they say could factor into a bracket buster: Colgate, Vermont, Grand Canyon, Samford, and Akron.
Samford, I like.
According
Samford,
to Sporting News.
yeah.
And then to make it to the Sweet 16, are you ready?
Yeah.
According to The Athletic, they say these are your best bets to make it to the Sweet 16. McNeese at 850, plus 850. Drake, Tennessee, Charleston at plus 1,400. That's the team we'll be watching on Friday. Oregon, St. Mary's, Nevada, and Colgate. Colgate at plus 1,900, plus New Mexico, UAB, Michigan State, and Morehead State. All, they say, the best bets for teams to squeak into the Sweet 16.
Well, this is the year, I'm telling you. The interesting part is it's so razor thin. I mean, you even got like Michigan State and Mississippi State. It's a 1.5. You can go either way. I think Mississippi State can upset the 1 seed. I'm just not sure Michigan State has enough firepower, but I think an 8-9. I think Marquette is very vulnerable as a 2 seed. I can actually see Western Kentucky beating them, and if not, they're gonna have to play the winner of Florida or the combination Boise State and Colorado. So even getting to the Sweet 16 for a 2 seed, I think Marquette is the most vulnerable as far as a 2 seed. So I'm playing against Marquette and actually get to the Sweet 16 in the Final 8.
Do you know what the odds are for someone to actually get a perfect bracket?
Well, if you remember, Warren Buffett offered $10 million for anybody who can do it, and I don't know if he's ever given out
and he's
the
not.
$10 million.
So here is what they're saying. Now, here is the problem you have. On each bracket, there are many different ways a bracket can be filled out. And are you ready for this?
Yep.
It's 9 quintillion, 223 quadrillion, 372 trillion, 36 billion, 854,775,808.
Oh, is that all?
To different ways that the bracket could play out. And therein lies your problem with a perfect bracket. Although I thought somebody a while back got a perfect bracket.
I thought so too.
Wasn't there somebody? I don't know. Well,
it sounds like a federal deficit budget right there.
It sounds like it's actually bigger than
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you like these potential picks where something big could happen.
That's what the funniest thing is when when you're looking at it, when you see 11 seeds favored over the 6. I believe New Mexico, who's 11 seeds, a 2-point favorite over NC State, who's a 6 seed.
Wow.
So is it technically an upset in Vegas when 11 seed beats a 6?
Isn't NC State though? Aren't they playing really well? I mean,
they're playing well, and that's the hardest thing to figure out.
I don't get that.
Five games in 5 days. New Mexico was in the same boat as NC State. They had to win their tournament. They played 2 hours before NC State, and so those two were in the same boat where they were using a lot of energy for both games. That's an interesting game because people think New Mexico can go on and upset people because of their style of play. I tell you, the games are pure entertainment, and you mentioned Charleston.
Yeah.
The over-under Alabama-Charleston game is combined is 172 points. Now, that's over 85 points apiece to be divided up. That might be the best, maybe, first-round game. I think the next one could be McNeese State and Gonzaga. That's only 150. I'm totally shocked how low that is.
Yeah.
Because McNeese State scores in the 90s, and Gonzaga is allowed to score in the high 80s. So,
this is
like that.
Yeah. This is a very. I would think this is because of the transfer portal. This has become a very interesting year.
Well, this is the year that these smaller conferences, because the Grand Canyon can beat St. Mary's. I don't know if you've seen Grand Canyon play. They're also a fun team to watch. They got some actually NBA people. Western UAB, Florida Atlantic, which I don't know if they're going to get by Northwestern, but athletically, remember they were in the Final Four.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I hate to be a 1 seed, but the interesting part is all things around. Every team's got warts. I mean, I can see. I sort of got Kentucky. I think they can beat Houston if they're on there shooting threes. Houston only scored 41 in their championship game against Iowa State. So you get a team that's hot from outside. They're very vulnerable.
All right. Yeah.
But Connecticut is the best all around. They're playing in Brooklyn. They're playing in Boston. So they're playing in the backyard. So Auburn's got a good shot of beating Connecticut, I think. But will they do it in Boston? It'll be hard.
Are you somebody that really believes in the statistics streak? Like, you'll see someone. A lot of these handicappers will be like, I'm going with Syracuse because they've won 9 in a row at home. Well, but I mean, is that a worthy indicator to determine who you should pick? I don't think it is.
It's all about matchups, and we all talked about Syracuse in the zone because these teams don't face zone. So for that one day to prepare, I think location's big. I mean, North Carolina's even though North Carolina's in the West, their first 2 games are in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's
so
big. That's
how many
really
times
big.
is Carolina going to lose in Charlotte?
Yep.
But then to get out west, you're going to have to maybe beat Arizona and Los Angeles.
So I thought this was
there you go.
In terms of statistics. This is, I don't know who did this, but statistically, number 1 teams are in the Elite 8 more than 60% of the time. Number 2s are in the Elite 8 at about 50% of the time.
Right.
So that's quite interesting as well if you're really trying to follow percentages. Davey.
Real quick, I'd like to get your take if you heard the news about Copeland and Taylor entering the transfer portal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
If they did, they actually did today. So they officially did today.
Yeah, the rumor was last night Justin Taylor was the first one, and Copeland was the second one.
But Taylor, here's the situation. Everybody says, well, we need a center, we need this and that. They don't have any scholarships to give unless somebody leaves. Everybody thinks Junior Mintz, so that's the one right there. Taylor and Bell are basically the same position. Unfortunately, they were playing out of position. Copeland's the interesting one. That one there, he has based on potential. He's got to get a jump shot, but he's so energy high. The only problem is he plays out of control, but you figure he's going to learn. But
yeah,
it's all about money. I'm a Gonzaga fan, and I'm watching Wake Forest, and they got one of the best players in the ACC, Salas and Reed. And you wonder why they would leave Gonzaga, a top 10 program that has 8 out of the last 10 first rounds NBA picks, and basically are in there. You can go to Wake Forest. They hasn't been in the tournament. It's got to be money, and that's the whole. That's the whole thing. They can enter the transfer portal. They think they're worth something. If they already got guarantees and said, okay, we're in the transfer portal, and we already have a thing set, that's a whole different ball game. But remember, June the Mintz kind of went out there a little bit, and he came back. It's all about money. It's unfortunate. That's what it is now.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to be watching. We'll obviously be watching Colgate because they're local.
Yeah,
we're
13.5 points. That's all they are.
Think about what we have going on here in the area right now. You've got Colgate, Charleston because of the local kid who's a captain on the team. Then Colgate's women's hockey team has made it to the NCAA tournament. Whitesboro girls just won. That was really big.
Notre Dame.
But Notre Dame girls just won. Sorry. And then the Utica men's hockey team is on their way today. By the way, there's a send-off at 3:30 today from the Odd. Police and fire will be there, and they're going to escort them to the thruway as they head to Hartford for the Division III Frozen Four. Utica is set to play Hobart at 3 p.m. on Thursday for a chance into the title game for Saturday night. So there's a lot going on. Let me throw one more thing at you.
Yeah.
Really, really big.
Yeah.
Since 1985, all but 5 tournament winners since 1985 were a 1, 2, or 3 seed. Isn't that an amazing stat? And 63% of all winners were number 1, 63%. Now, maybe this is the year where that changes because of the portal.
Well, last year, Connecticut was a 4 seed.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I saw them play in the first round, and if you check all their scores, they beat everybody by 20 points. And that's the way it is now. I mean, they're so close. Yeah. Somebody has to be a 1 seed, but I'm telling you right now, if somebody, I actually told people that I thought Fairleigh Dickinson could be Purdue last year, jokingly, because Purdue loses to everybody. Lost to St. Pierre's the year before, and guess what? They got knocked out by a 16 seed last year.
Well, look at
If you check the point spreads, and that's the key part. There isn't. Used to be a 115 was a 40-point spread. Take a look at the point spreads. Take a look at Marquette, a 2 seed against Western Kentucky. I think they're only a 12.5 point favorite. I mean, everybody's equal. That's when you're filling out your brackets.
And
don't be afraid to put 10s and 11s, because I think they're just as good as the 6s.
And just look at what NC State did in the ACC. Just think about that. You can put 5 games together. All of a sudden, you're upsetting teams. I mean, who would have thought they would have beaten Duke, right? Nobody thought that was coming. So interesting stuff. All right. Good luck and win a lot of money.
Can I say one thing quickly?
You can, yes.
Dave and I finally got together. Dave is graciously going to contact the Meals on Wheels and the food bank on the behalf of you guys and my parents for the donation. So we're all set there. And thanks, Dave, for doing that. And
that's very nice.
My parents, I'm sure you feel that the kids and the elders should not go hungry. And I'm glad to do it. And like I said, the memory of my parents and and the Bill Keeler Show.
Well, that's really nice.
That's
of you.
awesome.
Thank you. He's donating to Meals on Wheels. So,
Yep.
all right, great
And-
stuff. Good stuff
Bye.
there, Scott.
Bye.
Thanks, man. Good having you on. Thank you. Scott in Kirkville. I'm just saying, you never know what happens. Maybe this is that weird year where there's a long shot that it wins it all. Wouldn't that be something else? All right, I got a break. Coming up, we're going to speak. This is what we're doing, and I'm trying to keep Richard abreast. Richard, listen carefully. Coming up, Bill and Robin Mongeau from River Hills Properties. This huge story that's out there right now about commissions, how people are selling their homes. There's news that says this is going to change the industry tremendously. Or is it? And we'll speak with Bill and Robin and get their take on all of that. And in Whitesboro, village elections, by the way, are today.
Today, yeah.
So if you're out there voting, Jacob Morgan is running as a candidate in the village of Whitesboro. There's been some controversy over there, and we're going to get him on to talk about that coming up in a second before we get out of here this morning on WIBX.
Yep, a top 100 restaurant in the country, now firing up pancakes, breakfast sandwiches, biscuits and gravy, and so much more. Taylor and the Cook at 311 Main Street has brunch every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mimosas, bloodies, and of course, our perfect twist on everything. Sit by the fire, up at the bar, or on the terrace with your friends. Check out the full brunch menu at taylorandthecook.com.
Utica's first cannabis dispensary is local, licensed, and now open to all. Exit 31 Exotic is your home for edibles, flower, vapes, and all your cannabis needs. Visit Exit 31 Exotic at 255 Genesee Street or online at uticacannabisco.com.
For use only by adults 21 years of age or older. Keep out of reach of children and pets. In case of accidental ingestion or overconsumption, contact the National Poison Control Center hotline 1-800-222-1222 or call 911. Please consume responsibly. License number OCMCAURD 2400076.
Introducing Tanzite Stone Tile Flooring, a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tanzite's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tanzite.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tanzite.com, you can see how our foam-back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tanzite tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use, from kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York. With 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate, you can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
It's the spring pre-season hot tub super sale going on at Liverpool Pool and Spa, East Dominic Street in Rome. In-stock models on sale now, and it's the lowest prices of the season. Saltwater hot tubs sold by Hot Spring Spas, the #1 manufacturer of hot tubs nationwide. You get instant cash rebates or 0% financing so you can start your wellness journey today. Liverpool Pool and Spa, 1501 East Dominic Street, Rome, or liverpoolpoolandspa.com.
Dog parents are loving Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend Premium Dog Food.
The way she acts and the way she moves, it's just so much better. And she's like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a freeze-dried raw food made with 0 artificial preservatives, so it's naturally shelf-stable with no mess, freezer, or fridge required. Plus, it's full of premium turkey, beef, salmon, and meat your dog will love.
We started with Nature's Blend. She's happy, she sleeps well, she's energetic. I am just delighted with this product.
When given the
choice. Nature's Blend and Amazon's #1 bestseller in dry dog food. 29 out of 30 dogs chose Nature's Blend first.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of delicious beef liver treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
Hey, I want to tell you the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And Chuck is saying, you know, the drive-thru is lightning fast. The coffee is delicious. Great place to sit in and hang. Bring your laptop. Free Wi-Fi. The drive-thru. In and out, their donuts and bagels are freshly made every single morning. And those snowflake rolls. If you're having dinner at your home or going to someone's home for Easter dinner, bring along snowflake rolls. They're homemade. It's a homemade recipe. I believe that goes back into Chuck's family, well into his family, into his maybe grandmother. It's a family recipe. And they melt in your mouth. They are so delicious. You have to order them in advance, and you can pick them up even on Easter Sunday at Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Also, portions of the program brought to you by Ricky Z at Steep Pawnee Mazda. Their New Year, New Mazda sales event is underway. Drive a new 2024 Mazda CX-30 select sport model for only $297 a month on a 36-month lease. And listen to these interest rates. Low APR financing of 0.9%, 1.9%, or 2.9% on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See Ricky Z or anybody at Steep Pawnee Mazda for details. As Rick always says, come in, let's make your deal on a new Mazda, where it's always easy to do business. Steep Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Now back to Keeler.
I want to thank you for coming out today. See to it that neither my opponents nor me win the election.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. The Keeler Show.
Here we go for Tuesday morning, and a little snow on the ground this morning to start the day off. And we're kind of been dealing with weather like this all week long, I'm afraid. And then things begin to warm up again on the weekend. So just be aware. All right, Andrew, the real estate. So explain what happened here. There was a lawsuit. There's been a settlement of sorts. And they're changing the way commissions end up getting paid out. That really seems to be what has happened here. Am I correct?
Well, actually, not really.
Okay.
The proposed settlement is a result of the NAR lawsuit, National Association of Realtors lawsuit. Doesn't actually dictate anything about commission whatsoever, other than the fact how listing agencies advertise that commission split to another agent. So if there's a buyer agent involved, traditionally that's been broadcast on our MLS service for that agent to see what their commission split is. This settlement has absolutely zero to do with what a listing agent negotiates with their client, because that can't
but
be.
Doesn't it have to? But isn't it about simply how they're paid out, or how it's settled?
Not really.
Okay, let's bring in Bill and Robin Mongeau.
They'll correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a lot of misconceptions about this lawsuit settlement.
I feel like what's going on is people are writing stories around the country, and nobody seems to really know what they're writing about. Bill and Robin from River Hills Properties, good morning.
Good morning to you.
So what is the story? What came out of this?
Exactly what Andrew has outlined for you.
Yeah.
There is what it basically says, that on the contracts coming down from the NAR through the MLSs all throughout the area, throughout the nation, that you can't just simply say this is a commission split, and you cannot in theory just say it's an automatic deal. There are so many people, and this is one of those cases where people don't know that they have the rights. Every single commission is to be negotiated between the agency and the people selling their home, and they can be a 0.5%, it could be 10%. It's whatever they decide to do. From that point on, no agency gets paid at all until the property gets sold. If the listing agent decides that they do not want to share their fee, That's their prerogative. If they feel that they do want to share it, that's also their prerogative. They just can't broadcast it out and say, hey, general public, you must all do this, and half of it's automatically going to go to somebody else.
You'll see
So
sometimes.
great news for the consumer. It's really great news for the consumer because, one, they're going to learn that they can negotiate the fee. But two, how's it really going to impact? Because they really want their house sold. Another misconception that's put out there is that this is immediately going to turn into that they can sell their houses for less because there's no second commission involved. That's not true, because let's face it, if you knew your house is worth $300,000, you're not going to carve off $12,000 just because there's no other agent involved to make it a better sale. You're going to get the maximum amount value for your home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things that Bill's alluding to with regard to the public broadcast of commission, right? If you look on any Zillow listing, in a lot of instances, it will read on there, buyer's commission, blank %. You'll see that sometimes on a Zillow listing, or again in our MLS system.
I guess the only thing is, I feel like I'm saying exactly what you're saying. I'm just saying it differently. So at the end of the day, nothing really changes except the process by which you, right? That's the only thing that is changing here.
Yes.
And as Bill said, you could charge 10% if you'd like, if the family selling the house agreed to that, or whoever, you could do whatever you want. So it opens the door for that to be more. It's not completely set. It is something that has to be disclosed. My guess is, how will it work? Okay, you'll have to reach out to. How will it work, Bill? So I'm assuming when you're signing papers at the end of the day, your listing agent will be like, all right, this is what, there'll be a commission paper that you'll sign. There'll be some sort of a disclosure that the seller agrees with the listing agent that they sign paperwork on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's always a contract, and it'll be stipulated in the contract the amount of commission due upon a successful closing of a property. Absolutely true. So that's a negotiation point that so many people don't realize.
Well, and it's funny because I hate to say, to use Andrew as an example, but I have witnessed you in the middle of a commission negotiation long before this decision ever came down.
Yeah, you always, that's always been a thing, right? The seller has always had. Yeah, the seller has always had the relationship in the, it's private between the listing agent, as it should be, between the listing agent and the seller. That's nobody's business, frankly, other than
the two parties.
The two parties involved.
Yeah. All right. So,
and then, but the other big thing too is, this is where you're going to have to combat the national media a little bit. I mean, I don't know where they got this idea that the elimination of the set, X% commission would be eliminated. I just don't know where from the letter from the NAR president they got that information. It's just, it boggles the mind. But
is there a set national commission rate, or
No,
is
sir.
it what everybody?
No,
each agency can say, this is our rate, this is what we charge, or in each individual deal you could negotiate differently long before this was done.
Absolutely not. It should be the first thing that gets discussed when a customer meets or a client meets their realtor.
Yeah.
What is this going to cost, and what am I getting for my values?
Yeah, and then
that's been a big misconception in the business. I mean, that's I think the positive way to look at this whole thing is that now there's no doubt a seller knows unequivocally that they can negotiate their commission.
Right.
Okay.
And I think the only other major difference or change that's going to come from this is, and it's actually a strength to buyers too, is that they'll just have to sign a contract with So if you're representing a buyer, there has to be a buyer's agreement in place as part of the proposed settlement.
But that's a problem. And Bill, let me just outline this.
Yeah.
I need you to think about this, that you're coming into town for the first time.
Yep.
And someone referred you a real estate professional, and you're not going to be real happy about just throwing your name on it. What does it mean to me as the buyer? Am I tied to this person? What if I don't like the person? What if they're not doing their job? That's a real hard sticking point. that contract with for buyer's agency has been around forever, and nobody does it because nobody wants to do it from a buyer standpoint.
Yeah.
Right.
It ties your hands to something that you don't know that this person is the right person to take care of your needs.
Yeah, you're legally binding them.
Yeah. All right. Well, very interesting. I think people, listen, you could call your River Hills agent. You could call anybody in real estate to say, hey, explain this to me. But it really should be a conversation you're having anyway with your real estate agent, with your listing agent.
Right.
That's a conversation. And Andrew did mention this the other day, saying it really, for the way you guys do your business, the way River Hills does its business, this actually is
It's a positive.
It's a positive because it's what you guys already do.
It's a very big positive. One of the other misconceptions that they're throwing out there, in England, for example, people do pay a buyer's representative to go find them a house, which is separate. Now, our media here has taken off on this and said, oh my goodness, everybody's going to have to pay the buyer's agent to do this. Nobody has said that at all. That's just their misconception and trying to sell headlines.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is
there's a lot of that.
As part of that negotiation process, and Bill and Robin, correct me if I'm wrong, my understanding is there does still allow for the possibility of there to be some form of split of the negotiated commission with a buyer's agent. It just can't be broadcast.
Absolutely.
All right, and I wanted you to just go ahead, Bill.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, it only makes sense. It's our job to sell a home as quick as possible and get maximum dollars. And if a buyer's agent happens to have somebody that can fill that bill, how we split our money with them is really, it becomes a private matter.
Yep. All right, one quick thing before we let you go. You have a new TV show coming out. We're excited about it. It'll happen beginning April 7th. It's called Sold in upstate New York with Bill and Robin Mongeau. I think this is going to be a very entertaining program, very educational, and people are going to want to see inside homes, what's going on in homes, and what homes are selling for. I just saw one yesterday that blew my mind, and it is, at least for me, the way I'm looking at it, comparables with a capital C in bold font. Wow. When a house in your neighborhood sells for a lot of money, that's good for you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the problems is that people don't realize they see the houses go up for sale, but they never know it's word of mouth what they actually closed for. Part of what we're going to do with our team, Andrew, Robin, all of us, is that we are going to open up that secrecy and let everybody know what the houses go to after the fact.
Cool.
It becomes public record. That'll be wonderful for everybody.
Love it. It begins April 7th on Fox 33 TV locally, and we're excited to see it coming up.
We are very excited about this show and what we can share with the public. And also, we want to stress one last thing in our show is always buy Mohawk Valley. That's something that we don't take advantage of here locally. We've got so many great small businesses, including ourselves.
Yeah.
And we will be highlighting some of those small businesses. We're excited about that as well.
Love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Bill and Robin Mongeau from River Hills Properties. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good
right.
one.
You do the same. Thank you. All right, I'm going to break quickly. I want to go back and get this Jacob on because it is Election Day today.
Yeah.
I want to grab him quickly. We'll do it next on WIBX.
Each head goes up and down independently, but it's still one solid mattress, and Mattress Express has the largest selection in New York State. Right now, get a queen flex head bed with adjustable base and sheets for only $14.99. Locations at mattressexpressny.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
My new exercise bike. More like my $1,500 coat rack.
I got a guitar. Never even learned Smoke on the Water.
At Babbel, we get it. Learning something new is hard, especially a new language.
I've forgotten all my high school French.
My Spanish starts at hola and ends at adios.
Make it easy on yourself. Get Babbel, the language learning app built by 200-plus language experts to teach you real-world conversations for any situation. With research-proven lessons, addictive games, immersive podcasts, and live online classes with real teachers.
Sounds like fun.
It's fun and fast. Babbel's bite-sized lessons take 10 minutes a day.
You can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
3 weeks? Hola, Espanol.
Ready to learn a new language? It starts here. Now try Babbel free when you text radio to 64,000. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Pure Talk believes in American values and that free should mean exactly that, free. Well, switch to Pure Talk today and you'll get a free Samsung 5G smartphone. Now, qualifying plans start at just $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data, and, of course, mobile hotspot. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword Pure Talk, claim your eligibility for your free brand new Samsung 5G smartphone. Start saving on wireless today and switch to my cell phone company, Pure Talk.
I really wanted to hit because it is election day. I don't want to really get too deep into politics. You know, I think it's more appropriate to save that for a time either before or after an election.
Sure. Okay.
But I did want to thank you again. You know, I know we spoke a little bit before, but I did want to thank you again for dismissing the situation on Friday involving my 6-year-old son, because that was highly inappropriate, definitely, for them to be, you know, putting that like that. And I'm glad that you seen that to be inappropriate as well.
Well, I feel like, you know, politics is hard enough as it is, but I'm a believer that family and children, especially, are off limits, and it's just not a conversation that I wanted to get into and start debating back and forth on. So we moved along, and you know, I just think it's just common decency.
Yeah, well, like I said, you did hit the nail on the head too, and absolutely 100%. The doctor that diagnosed my son with autism absolutely stated that the traumatic events in his life, you know, such as the flood and his early birth and things of that nature, you know, can play an impact in this, either causing and or just making it more evident.
Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, who could, and I think this is what I said the other day, is who could prove otherwise? It is just one of those things, and every parent in the world out there fears for their children, and it seems like you are one of those parents as well. So I completely understand that. Good luck today. I know it's election day, and let's see what happens on the other side. We'll chat about the election.
Yeah, I did want to mention.
I hate to do this, but they're gonna break away from us in about 3 seconds.
We have a hard break, Jacob.
It's coming up.
Okay, no worries. That's all right.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.